Everybody, welcome to the Fireside Fables.
Number 3.
Third time's charm.
Episode 2, take number 3.
There you go.
Where we fail upwards.
Yes, yes. I can't even begin to say how excited I am to be here and that we are recording. Ooh, I think I've got the jitters out. We'll see. Time will tell. Jeff will let me know if they're not. And that's okay because he knows my parents. And
you gotta stop it.
You gotta stop it.
I have
You
power
just
over
gotta
you.
run with the ball.
all right. So anyway, thank you so much for gathering around the fire with us tonight. We could not be happier that you're here and to enjoy this great, wonderful storytelling endeavor together. I am your dungeon master, your game master, your host, Bodie Davison, Brendan Davison. Again, wherever in the country it is that I am known by either of those two names, that's who I am at this present moment, and I am very thankful to be here. Let's go ahead and do a quick round. I know it's just the second episode here, so we'll do a quick round of reintroductions. And our master of chuckle mustering has decided to return from the grave and join us.
There
Welcome
he is.
back, Sean. We are so thankful for you.
Hi, guys.
There he is.
Is he,
You know
is he
him,
going
you
to
love
give us
him.
something right now? Is he going to
Oh,
tell
yeah,
us
yeah.
a chuckle?
Yeah,
So,
Do it.
Sean, as the resident master of chuckle mustering, will be giving us beautifully told jokes every time that we remember to include this segment in our episode. So,
Unless
that
we
being
cut
said,
them. So,
let me get some inspiring music for you here.
Oh, inspiring.
Oh,
Okay.
Sean gets a theme song. You've already hyped it up too much by saying it was going to be a well-told joke, but
My expectations are high here, Sean.
Yeah.
So
all
Your
right,
job may be on the line again.
we'll see how this goes. But this is the joke I'm going with today. Why did the vampire become a vegetarian?
I don't
Why
know.
did the vampire become a vegetarian, Sean?
Because he heard that steak was bad for his heart.
Oh.
nice.
I like it.
That was.
It's like a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel sober.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Have you guys ever done like the polar plunge before? Like it feels like I just did that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting that, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very fun.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, now that our chuckles have been effectively mustered,
Yep.
let us change gears and head now into the Fireside Fables. Thank you for joining us around the fire this evening. Back to the introductions of all of our players. We have now met Sean. Sean, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get back into it with our 5 regulars here. Who's the first?
I'll go.
Yay!
I'm Jared. Hi. I
Hi.
am playing Elias, the Twilight Cleric Human.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Official confirmation on the subclass.
If Twilight Sanctuary didn't give it away last session, that just did.
Now you know.
Yep.
I'm Andrew. I am playing Cal, the Paladin.
Gotta love it.
Cal the Paladin.
Yep, that's everything you need to know about him. That's just what he is.
Cal the pal.
Cal the Pal.
I guess I'll go next. My name's Adam. I am playing the Halfling Ranger, Turpin Hardfoot.
Oh,
Hits all of
Hardfoot.
his shots. This is
Yep.
very well known.
He was distracted that first fight. That doesn't count.
He
That
was.
doesn't.
He was.
Yeah.
Never miss a target.
Nope, never.
I did not say that.
Cody,
All right,
you
who's
wanna
next?
Go, Cody.
I was gonna let you go, Jeff, but that's all right. No, I'm Cody, and I'm playing Arlen, the half elf.
Something.
Keeping us in suspense.
The word just
Rogue.
vanished out of my
Rogue.
head.
Rogue.
There we go.
Yes.
Half elf
Rogue.
yes.
And I am Jeff playing Tomias, the elven chronology wizard.
Ooh,
There you go.
there it is. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for that. Let's do a quick recap of what happened last session. In our very first episode, the adventuring party crossed paths in the city of Kaiwind, which is found in the Great Plains of Seke. And four originally of these individuals had just arrived at the city that morning as seeking asylum refugee status, traveling a long distance all the way from Corinth, a city far to the east in this regard, a central part of the continent, moving a long way, a long way, easily the east-west width, potentially of a country the size of Russia, in order to reach now this city. Oh yeah, it's a vast journey.
That's a
Hundreds of
giant.
miles. It was quite the jog. And upon arrival, were accepted as refugees, allowed into the city, and decided to replenish on some of their stock, their wares that they had run down on, their travel supplies, and headed for the Dusk Fair. It is there that we also encountered the two other traveling companions that this group is going to be comprised of. They're, in the Dusk Fair, helping a friend of theirs, a bartender / cook for the tavern that these two are staying in. Her and her son helping get some of the shopping done for the tavern. And at that time, an attack took place on the Dusk Fair itself. Giant eagles, hawks, falcons, all being flown in by riders and dropping off multiple different things, or picking up multiple different things, as it were. Some grabbing bags, sacks of food, carts themselves, others dropping wooden boxes or cages that contained upright, sentient, hyena-like creatures that laid siege to the town. Others dropping off persons, individuals that seemed to rush to other carts, grabbing specific items, seemingly knowing what it is that they're looking for, and then being picked up by these eagles, hawks, falcons, these giant, dire-sized birds of prey, and being taken back up into the sky. The assault was unprecedented, unwarranted, and certainly caught the party off guard. But that did not stop them from repelling the siege, killing many of the gnoll hyena-type creatures, and unfortunately, the son of the lady, the woman Beatrice, the halfling woman Beatrice, that both Turpin and Elias were accompanying, seemingly been kidnapped, having hidden in one of the sacks of potatoes. And this led the party to be questioned by the commander of the Windwall Guard, Sir Danium Kane, who gave them orders to lay low, stay in town, and that he would be calling on them, seeking their aid, their testimony, and potentially even deputizing them for a task at hand, and then releasing them after they had actually captured one of the assaulting marauders, the raiders. He was then taken into custody of the Windwall Guard, and the party was released. They decided to go back to the tavern, which is where one of the individuals, a very dark-skinned individual, this was played by our first guest, Gunnar Fenris, met one of the friends of both Turpin and Elias, a very large titan of a man by the name of Valder, and the two of them, having had visions, apparently, of some child giving them a riddle, decided to leave together, and found said child and vanished off to the horizon and whatever whatever lies ahead of them. Which then brings us back into the current action, which is where the 5 now remain at the Rearguard Tavern, spending time listening to the revelry of the tavern. It is early afternoon at this point, as the group has had some time to sit, eat, talk, and bid farewell to the 2 companions that they had just waved farewell to a couple hours before. And so now, as the day wearily drones on, we find ourselves now zooming into the tavern. There, sitting at the table, we can see Cal, his white hair, his acid-singed, corroded armor. We see Timaeus, the wizard, with his turned robe, inside-out robe. We see Arlen, the half-elf, sitting there, spinning a small dagger into the table. Then we also see Turpin sitting there, kind of surveying, looking over the crowd. The only one currently not at the table is Elias, who had ventured upstairs for whatever it is that he needed. And so now we zoom back in on the action of the tavern, where it is to the point in time in the day where they have someone playing an instrument, a lute being played in the corner on the bard stand, the minstrel stand, in the corner of the tavern itself. And you can hear a slight bustle come from around, a hustle and bustle, as it were, come from around the bar, as a short halfling woman makes her way over to the party, getting over to the table. This, of course, being the mother of the now kidnapped Franklin. Her name, Beatrice Bucklefeather. And so she comes over to the table and says, "Well, I don't know how you got him to do it, but..." He looks over her shoulder. "Fizzlewick has actually decided to give me the rest of the day off. So I'm not exactly sure how to really feel about this. He's had me come in before when I quite frankly should not have been cooking food. It would have been a major health violation. It was only when I got here and actually vomited all over the floor that he decided to put me on dishwashing for the day, and then decided that was also a terrible idea, and then he just gave me a room and had me rest for a few hours until I stopped. So thank you for whatever it is that you said. I don't know what I'm going to do in this time other than worry myself sick. I don't want to go home because I'm afraid that..." And she kind of chokes up. "Let's just say I don't want to pass by an empty bedroom. So I'm going to sit here with you and drink." Actually, no, I'm not going to drink. That is a terrible thing for a mother to do right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. But can I sit?
Please. Of course.
Turpin just pats the bench next to him.
She climbs right up.
Is there a place I can draw up some hot water and take a bath?
Oh, certainly. Upstairs in your rooms, if you haven't been yet, I'm happy to show you around the place.
I just, after today, I don't think there's much we're going to be able to do for you today, but tomorrow, I think we're going to start down the path of figuring out what we can do.
And is there another place we could meet too? I mean, something a little bit more private.
I mean,
our rooms.
Certainly, I suppose you could meet in your rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure which.
Okay.
One you'd want to meet in. I don't think any of your rooms are particularly bigger than another, but I don't know. I suppose it's possible. Yeah, certainly you'll probably be overheard if you speak too much down here. I don't know.
I need a shower. It's been 2 months really since I've had any actual bathing. And
oh, well, in that case, I'm happy to help show you up to your rooms.
Appreciate it.
That does explain the smell.
Turpin.
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, You guys feel free to drink, but I need to freshen up at least a little bit.
Well, should we plan to clean and then come back and or meet somewhere to have another?
You guys do whatever you need to do, but
well, we expect the commander back, but
not today.
Well, he didn't say. He said eventually.
Anyway, I think it's better if you're the one that handles the commander at this point. So.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, should I just wait down here? I'll just clean up and come down here, and you guys can.
It's up to you. Come up with me, or
stay down here for a minute and eat. This is the first real meat that we've had in a while, and
it is,
and
it's quite good.
Bread.
Savory shepherd's pie.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna enjoy this, and then I'll clean up after that.
Cal's plate is like scrumptiously clean, like it has been. It is.
He's used his finger to make sure
yeah.
every single drop of gravy is completely licked up. I like it.
It's probably cleaner than when I got it.
Cal, would you like more?
I'm fine. Like the other, it's just been a lot lately, and
Sure.
I really, really thought this place was going to be safe, and not 10 minutes inside the gate, something happens. So I just need to go and take a bath for like 30 minutes, and I'll be a much different person.
Okay.
I
Well-
appreciate it though.
Follow me, whoever needs to go and freshen up. And as she turns and begins to look up the stairs, oh, hello, Sebastian. And she walks up as an individual is now walking down the steps, who then turns the corner, looking quite flamboyant. But Jared, how would you like to describe Sebastian for us as our eyes first lay sight of him?
So he's wearing leathers and clothes. There's nothing on him that could be construed as armor. These are very well tailored garments, but they're not. They're a little road worn, maybe, but clean. He has like flame bright red hair and a very, what's the word, aggressive curled handlebar mustache. And glittering green eyes and sun-kissed skin, and he's holding an instrument, a contraption, maybe I should say. It looks like the mix between some kind of unholy union between Jack in the Box and violin, with a crank on the end of it and key buttons like an accordion would have, and on a strap. And he comes down and he sees Beatrice. He goes, "Oh, good to see you, fair maiden. Is the stage prepared for my entrance?"
Yes, the individual is actually just getting ready to step down over there. So
Why so sad?
enjoy.
Why so sad, fair one?
She takes a moment. Franklin's gone. He's been kidnapped.
Your dear boy, Franklin.
Yes. If you'll excuse me. And she steps past, and you can quite clearly see the tears starting to roll down her cheeks again.
So he just kind of, it looks like he was never one to waste an opportunity to get the last word in. He looks somewhat both concerned and nonplussed at her just rushing off, and then takes a moment to right himself, and he clears his throat. Yes. And then as soon as he hits the common room where everybody can hear him, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have arrived. You may stop your chance for me to come downstairs and play for you. I have heard your prayers, and I am here to regale you with songs from lands far away." And he waits for to see if anybody notices or acknowledges his presence.
Turpin starts clapping very loudly.
And I go, "This is Sebastian. This is your Sebastian friend."
Oh, you guys are gonna love him.
Okay, I'll sit down.
All right.
And it's not until he receives what little recognition from Turpin he got that he deigns to step forward, and then he goes up. There's currently a person on stage playing, correct?
Finishing their song, yes.
So he'll patiently wait and listen politely for them to finish, and then wait for the applause.
And it comes. It's a small smattering of applause. I mean, it's probably some 2-3 in the afternoon at this point.
Yes. And then he smiles graciously. Who's the person playing? Is it a man or a woman or?
It's a man. He's kind of dumpy and plays the lute. I mean, you can tell he's not well practiced or rehearsed, and that's probably why he has the Friday morning set list.
Yeah. So he says, well done, a masterful performance if I've ever heard one, but you should have checked first before you unknowingly agreed to precede me.
All right.
I understand. My talent has struck you dumb. It's happened to me quite often. But don't worry, I will be sure to warm the crowd up for you should you care to take the stage again.
I'm gonna go get a drink now.
Yes, you do that. You do that, good sir. And your name? Your name?
Shove off.
Shove off. Is that Finyoskin? Never mind.
No, it's of the Kywindian shove offs.
Oh, is it Kywindian shove off?
Yes, local chapter, friend. Local chapter.
It's one of those rare names that ends in an OV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Yes,
All right. Yeah,
yes.
okay. So he gets up and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, the bardic inspiration of Master Shavov. I taught him everything he knows.
And you hear a guy in the corner goes, hey, just obviously toasted at this point in time in the afternoon.
Sebastian goes, this guy knows what I'm talking about.
Woo!
And Arlen goes, play a song.
Oh, everywhere I go, they scream for me to perform. And he sits down on the stool, lays the instrument out, begins to does a couple of quick test turns to get the key. He goes, like to get the key, and then he starts to play, and it is he's focusing on drinking songs, and I guess performance check now, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You better believe it.
Can we have a performance check to see if he even hit key?
Yes. Can I do that? I'll do it.
Multiple checks here.
Oh, finally. Thank God. 18. It's my first good performance check with this character.
Yay. So you begin to crank and turn, and you surprise yourself with actually the head bopping.
I meant to do that.
Yes. there is quite the enjoyment that is taking place here.
He's gonna be on stage for a little while playing jaunty drinking / sailing / travel songs.
All right. Interesting.
Turpin, your friend is really actually pretty good. I'm surprised.
Oh, wait till he gets started. So who's all left at the table now? Was it only Cal that walked off, or is it?
For right now, no one else has said that they've got up and left.
No.
So Cal has gotten up and followed after Beatrice.
Well, I was going to, then I saw your friend and I wanted to be polite. So
I'm sure he appreciates that. So Timaeus,
I'm enjoying my meal.
what strings are you prepared to pull to get little Franklin back?
that is an excellent question that I've been thinking about as we've been sitting here.
That's
We have the
exactly.
possibility.
I somehow make that noise come out of a hurdy-gurdy. I don't know how I do it.
It's
That's
magic.
how high my
Magic.
my performance check was.
It was a good check. It was a good check.
I
18 is not
managed to
bad.
make this thing sound like the Dropkick Murphys, and it's pretty epic.
Yes. Yes. I was just. It's one of the few epic sea shanties that I have that I can actually play because it's royalty free. So
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Thanks, Alexander
that's okay.
Nakarada.
No, I was just commenting on the music, saying I think he might be playing at the top of his level right now.
Yeah, you look on stage and he is sweating. Just taking every ounce of concentration he has.
Well, back to your question. The music's a little. It's very interesting. Is he going to be okay? Anyway.
He'll be fine.
Okay, good.
Does he need a doctor?
Yes. He just keeps an eye on him.
Somebody
Yeah.
call Elias.
Anything for my art.
Yeah. I'm interested. I don't know enough about the city to know what presence the Arcanum has here. And that might be a source of information. I just don't know yet what is available here. We haven't been here long enough. I'm sure the commander can tell us, about that. And so if I have to go, that might just provide us some resources. The Arcanum is influential, so I might be able to twist his arm to allow us to go to areas that we wouldn't otherwise be able to go. The problem, again, as I mentioned, is the commander himself reliable? Was he caught, or was he truly outraged? And we just don't know.
Well, maybe a good test of that will be encouraging him to make finding of Franklin a priority and storming the castle, so to speak, of wherever these mercurial order fellas are holed up, because the longer that little Franklin's gone, I'm sure he, as a halfling child, he's able to hide very well. But the longer that he's there, the higher the chances that they're going to find him, and we really need to, if it's possible, find him first.
I'm not convinced that any kind of mercurial wizards, which are just, you understand, are unaffiliated wizards with the Arcanum, and so they're kind of underground. Are they associated with this? It's possible. I don't know that we have any information that indicates that yet, but whoever did this certainly was on the inside. This was, and I think, Arlen, you seem to have a unique ability to read people. I noticed your combat
I do.
was.
It is my specialty. I have made a living of reading people and
Okay.
searching for people and lost things, and you get pretty good at reading clues, facial expressions, different tics and habits that they don't even know that they're expressing. So I'd like to meet the commander again and see if I can get a better read on him. But I believe that's our best first step, but I don't think we're going to make any progress until we sharpen ourselves a little bit with some rest and some more supplies.
I agree. But to your answer, Turpin, maybe I could say to the commander, let him know that the mission I'm on would be very much helped if he cooperated. And that's, he's the one who put that idea in his own head, so that I'm working underground. So maybe we can use that.
Well, if it is rogue magic users that we're after, then what better than
exactly
a member of the Arcanum to be going after them is
certainly
kind of my point.
Yes, I'm anxious to see. Now, will Elias be coming back? Because I don't want to talk too much without.
At some point, yes, he'll be joining us again.
Okay.
At some point, I don't really know when. I mean,
well, it looks like Sebastian may have sweat through his outfit, but he's still going.
Well, it's leather, so it gets kind of.
He's doing that golden retriever shake thing, and his hair is like throwing sweat.
The crowd's into it, man. Yeah.
Well,
There's a bit of a splash zone you got to watch out for.
No, you
Like a
do
Gallagher
you do
show.
see you do see more drinks are being purchased. The people are enjoying it. They're getting into it. But it's at this point that that Beatrice actually makes her way back down, and it's at this point that she kind of she sits right down next to you, Turpin, and then looks over and kind of looks down, and she makes eye contact at you, and then you see her where her eyes go, as though she's trying to subtly, not so subtly, tell you where to look.
Okay.
And your eyes then follow hers, and they actually move to the door where you can see an individual has walked in and is standing against the wall. It is a young, green-skinned, very muscular half-orc. Dark gray eyes with smooth, short black hair. And you see him just kind of standing very, very closed off, as though he's, he kind of hunches his head a little bit, and he's leaning against the door frame off to the side. He's allowing people in, but he's watching as they do. And he looks over, and you can see him looking at Beatrice, and then he looks back towards the rest of the room and is just keeping some sort of watch.
Okay. So Turpin's gonna kind of lean into Beatrice and go ahead, Cody.
I think we were on the same page. I was gonna lean over and say, "Do you know this gentleman at the door?"
No, I do not know him.
So you stand out.
I'd
Is
like
that
to
why
roll
you-
insight on the.
Yeah, Arlen, what can you
Okay.
tell us?
Are you rolling insight on her response to you, or
No, on the orc.
okay? Well, all right.
10.
Oh no.
It's not great.
From where you're sitting, it's one of those where you haven't really talked to him enough to know exactly what he's up to. Certainly, he keeps making eyes over towards Beatrice, but he's also looking and checking every single person that's coming in here. So you're getting bouncer vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and then a
I
little
would
extra.
Lean over then back to Beatrice and say, "Is he employed here? Is he like the?
No.
Is he muscle for the
I-
tavern?"
I don't know, unless he was hired today. I've never seen him before.
That's worrisome.
Is he like armored at all, or any weapons on him?
He's sporting pretty common clothes, but they're somewhat baggy too. Who's to say there couldn't be some sort of chain
Sure.
shirt underneath? It's hard to say, but you do. His knuckles are all tucked into his arms,
Gotcha.
so you're not sure if he's got anything like hidden up his sleeves, or who's to say?
That's fine. Okay.
How long has
But-
Kel been gone?
It looks like a punch from this guy would hurt
Okay.
sufficiently.
Okay. I'll lean across the table and look at Arlen and be like, just keep an eye on him for a moment. And then I'll just kind of say a little bit louder, "Oh, I'm ready for another round of drinks. Who wants some more? Anybody else? Anybody want another round?"
I can get
I'll
them. It
take
keeps
another
me
round.
busy.
Oh no. You stay here. I'll go get the next round.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So I'm gonna go
Grab
over
one for
towards
me, please.
I'll go over towards the bar and order another round while kind of subtly keeping an eye on this guy, see if he does anything.
All
if
right.
Yeah.
Bizzlewick makes his way over, walking on the top of the bar, and kind of gets over to you and says, "What you need?"
Two things. Another round for the table over there for Beatrice as well.
He's doing
and
the uncomfortable lip thing again while he's listening to you.
the old man lip thing.
The old man chew on nothing.
Right. And two, who's the new guy that just walked in? The big orc. You ever seen him
Block?
before?
Yes, I just hired him.
Oh, okay. Why?
New muscle.
Exactly.
Need a bouncer. I've been thinking about it for a while. Long while. And then when everything happened with Beatrice, I was like, Now's the time, Muddy Rump. Now's the time.
And what'd you say his name was again?
Block. Block
Block.
Stump Maker.
Block Stump Maker. That's quite a name. I kind of
Yeah.
like
It's
it.
a great name for a bouncer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just curious.
Or a lumberjack.
So I guess I'll pay him for another round.
He's got a bit of a rough past, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I do that. I'm
Got caught up with the wrong crowd, you know, the Giles.
Is orphan.
Never knew his dad. Not an orphan, but never knew his dad, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sing
right
along.
at this moment that Sebastian hits the chorus. I wanna lay you down, bed of roses, and then like
Oh my.
kind of like opens one eye as he's singing to see if they're into it.
Yeah, people are starting to cheer,
There you
getting a little too tipsy.
Starts to belt a little bit.
The alcohol's working.
It is.
All right, so I'll take the other round and get back to the table and just kind of inform them. Apparently, Fizzlewick decided he needed some muscle for the inn, and he actually is a bouncer. His name is Block Stump Maker, which is kind of a great name.
Yeah, definitely 8 out of 10. Really good.
As Sebastian finishes his set, or rather that song, you see Block popping all of his knuckles. He's kind of just looking around, and he looks at you, and Sebastian, you now kind of, it's one of those where you first see him for the first time, and he just gives you one of the,
Oh, thank you.
To mention it.
Told you were gonna love this guy.
and he just goes right back. And at this point, he sees that it's getting rowdy, and he steps more so into the door and turns and looks outside. And then he sees someone coming up, and you see him actually block the door, and he kind of takes a minute. You see him then turn back round, and as you're starting to get into your next song, he actually says,
Hold up. I'm looking for.
let's see.
Chilburn DeMarcus.
Great.
Oh,
Is Chilburn DeMarcus in the room?
What does this guy look like?
No, this is
Oh.
the half orc. This is the
Block.
bouncer.
This is Block.
This is Block.
Okay, so I raise my hand.
Got a letter for you.
Okay.
And he comes in, drops the letter on the table, and goes back over to the door.
All right. When he's away, I'll open it.
It reads, Mr. Chilburn DeMarcus and company. You are summoned to appear before a very special council along with myself to give your testimony and submit evidence on today's attacks. You will be approached tomorrow by Windwall guards to escort you to the location of this special council. Please remain at the Rearguard Tavern until said guards arrive. This is an official sequestering notice. I would hate for anything to happen to you before you're able to testify. Sincerely, Danium Kane, Commander of the Windwall Guard.
Well, that was a little aggressive.
That was
Well-
very quick too.
I guess we're not getting any new robes.
Turpin will look at Beatrice and like, well, that's progress.
Oh boy. Well, I hope Cal didn't decide to go out the window.
He's really
Okay,
enjoying
bye.
the path.
And Cal was never seen again in the campaign or
Yes.
And thus we say goodbye to Andrew. Thanks for playing, buddy.
our second guest.
come on, guys. Come on, guys. And Andrew would never do that to us in a moment of danger.
I know.
He would never,
Never.
ever. No.
when our life is on the line, and I
No,
Your
know.
life isn't on the line.
Oh, I died.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Anyway.
This is way too.
That's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting a
too-
fine at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll pull that card later whenever there's actual stakes on the line.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. So we have to stay in the inn. And
An
Okay.
official sequestering notice.
interesting. I'm sure that's for our own protection.
Honestly, there's worse places to be locked up.
As Sebastian
Yeah, I was just about to say.
third song I'm going, I'm not so
No,
sure.
he's now finished his set. He looks like he needs a good toweling off.
Oh no.
And
Spotlights are awful warm, right?
and
Yeah.
he stops. He says he bows very dramatically, over bows. Thank you. And then, like, as he's doing it, as he bows, he's looking down to the tip jar. Is there anything in it?
So there's a few peanuts, and there's also a smattering of copper and silver.
Okay.
And a dirty sock.
Yeah. Even Picasso wasn't recognized for his talent in his time.
It's true.
How much money?
So you made about 18 copper and 3 silver.
Okay.
I'll
Personal
try
best.
to put a gold in there for seed
How
money
many-
next time.
How many silver?
3.
3 silver. Okay. So he finishes up. He basks in what few accolades he's receiving, and then walks over to Turpin's table and places a hand on the halfling's shoulder and says, "Friend Turpin, have you ever heard such a beautiful rendition of those particular songs in your life?"
Those specific ones? No, never. Never, Sebastian. That was delightful. 10 out of 10.
I cannot
She-
tell you how happy it makes me to bless your life so with my art.
Beatrice
My
then
life
kind
is
of
so
leans
blessed.
forward and she looks up at Sebastian, smiles, and looks at Turpin and says, "Have you ever heard those songs ever before tonight?"
No.
As I thought.
Your style is eclectic. Your tone is adequate. And your selection was pedestrian. I thank you.
Hey, like he puts a hand on his chest, like he's really deeply offended. And he goes, "Sir,
I was testing
would
your
you call a
vocabulary.
sunset adequate?"
Oh, I don't know that you
I-
want to test Sebastian there, Tomias. Be careful.
No.
Adequate. You cut me, wound me deeply, sir. What is your name, villain?
What were you trying to achieve? Whatever you were trying to achieve, you have achieved. Is that not the highest praise?
Oh no, that's the best thing anyone's ever said to me. In fact, musicians go their whole lives hoping to hear compliments like that. Who is this
Arlen's-
man, Turpin? Why have you allied yourself with such vagabonds?
This is Tomias. He's going to be helping us, as well as Arlen here. Going to be helping us
When,
get little.
when
little
Arlen reaches over to introduce himself, he hands him a gold piece.
Oh,
He's like, "Very well done."
oh, thank you.
They're all going to be helping us find Franklin.
Oh, you are. Beatrice, I didn't get to say so on the stairs, but that comment reminds me. I'm so sorry, and I did not mean to draw unnecessary attention to your pain.
She's just nodding.
May I perform you a song to raise your spirits?
Oh, please,
Oh,
I beg of you, that is not necessary.
Yes, you are overwhelmed, and I understand this. Perhaps later, but thank you. And your name, oh, fine patron of the arts. And he looks to Cody's character.
As I'm Arlen. You did
Arlen.
a wonderful job. Thank you.
Arlen. Well, Arlen, as you have no doubt demonstrated, taste is something that must be acquired, but one is not necessarily born with. And he looks over at Tomias, like he gives him like a for shame kind of a nod. But Turpin, what happened to the boy? You go after him? He's missing. All I knew is that he's missing. Are you suggesting something more nefarious than that happened?
I think I might go upstairs and lie down.
It's okay. I have properly inserted foot into mouth, and I apologize.
Please, can I finish? I would very much so like to just go upstairs. I've been given the means by which to clean Valder's room, so I'm just going to bed there tonight. So thank you. This was fun. I will see you later. And Beatrice gets up and heads up the stairs.
And as she walks away, once she's out of hearing distance, Charlatan says to the group, or Sebastian says to the group, I can't help but feel partially responsible for that.
It's not entirely your fault, Sebastian. You were not there, so.
Yes, But did something more untoward happen to the boy?
As Beatrice goes up the stairs, Cal comes down.
There you go.
He's not in his armor at this point, but
he's not in his armor, or
no,
he is?
He is not.
How big of a dude would you say Cal
He's
is?
6'2", fairly well built.
Yeah. Warrior-esque.
Yeah. Like he's kind of, yeah, he's
Okay.
fit.
So are you coming over? Or?
Yeah, I come over and sit down.
Okay, so as soon as you get like within 5 feet of Sebastian, he goes, good heavens! Oh, there's more of you. Good day. I am Sebastian Bolivar,
Good
bard
evening,
extraordinaire. I'm sorry, what was that?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes.
Nice to meet your acquaintance.
Yes. As I was saying to Turpin, but just spit it out, boy. What happened?
Well, short version is eagles, hyenas, potatoes,
Good heavens.
kidnapped, stolen, and
Potatoes.
we don't know where he is.
Did you say
Yes.
potatoes?
So basically, Franklin hopped in a bag of potatoes that were carried off by an eagle, and
My Lord.
as far as we know, the suspect. We
What are
suspect.
the odds of that?
Well, around here, probably pretty high. But there's some group of fellas calling themselves the Mercurial Order that we are suspecting are part of all that.
We are not suspecting the Mercurial Order. There's nothing has suggested the Mercurial Order has had anything to do.
Pretty sure
with
Captain
this.
Kane said the Mercurial Order.
No, he suspected that Timaeus was of the Mercurial Order. And
It sounds like you have everything
provided-
figured out, Turpin.
Obviously. So, anyway.
As per usual.
Yes, well.
So, at this point, Arlen is going to finish his drink and he says, Cal, did you save any hot water for me?
Well, it's been
for a
30
bath
minutes. Hot water just kind of turns cold after it's sat in a tub. You might want to change it out, too. I got a lot of
That's
dirty
okay.
water.
I'm going to go.
Cody thinks this place has
Cody-
indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go freshen up. So
This is
as
going to
I
be an
get up,
adventure in the
I'm gonna-
bathroom for him.
As I get up, I'm gonna kind of take a roundabout way to go towards the stairs, and as I walk around, I'm gonna be listening for rumors, anything
Okay.
that I can pick up from people. So I guess I'd like to roll perception.
Yeah, roll me a perception check as you're walking around.
That is 15.
15. You pick up on a few things while you're walking around. The first one, you walk up by the bar and you can see a couple of individuals up there. Most of them younger males, mostly human by the looks of it. Probably in their late 20s, early 30s. That kind of age where they start really getting into politics for the first time. And the one kind of leans forward and says, listen, I'm not sure that you understand, but
Danium has just not been, Commander Kane has not been the commanding force we have needed ever since the incident with his brother 2 years ago. He just hasn't been. He needed to resign a long time ago in order to grieve his family, and he just hasn't. And so, of course, we were attacked today. This is exactly what Endrick was foretelling about. Those requests fell on deaf ears. And that's what you pick up as you're walking by.
Okay.
And the next table that you're walking around, you can see it's actually several individuals who likely hold trade carts at the Dusk Fair.
Okay.
And they lean in, talking, and they're playing dice together and betting. And one of them says, "So, how much do you think Eliza Fairbanks stands to gain from the insurance claims on the attack on the Dusk Fair today? Kind of interesting, don't you think?" I don't know.
What was the name again?
Eliza Fairbanks, or Fairchild.
Eliza.
The Kywindian Fairchilds?
Yeah, Eliza Fairchild.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go then up the stairs to.
Well, there's one more that you hear as you're passing
one more,
now
okay.
up to the stairs.
Okay.
And that one is along the lines of, you can see it's actually a table of dwarves that are sitting there. And the one kind of just shaking his head and is like, "Go order another round of ales. I'll pick it up." Got laid off. Can you imagine that? Laid off from the Dusk Mines. I don't know if he's short on cash or something, but anyway, said something about one of the tunnels that I dug recently wasn't up to code and he had to bar it off. I don't know. Anyway.
Small note, I just want to say that I actually spelled Dusk Mine as Duck Mines.
Duck Mine, the Duck Mines.
You know what? Let's change it. Let's change it. That's
The Duck Mine shafts. Yep.
Oh no, they found a quack.
There it is. There
Well
it
played.
is.
Well played. All right.
No,
You can bill me for that.
Oh, okay.
Turpin,
John,
I just want to make sure there was no further confusion. He suspected Timaeus of being of the Mercurial Order until we proved documents that he was of the Arcanum. That's where the Mercurial Order was.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was. Yeah. Okay.
Turpin,
That was his concern.
Turpin, are you suggesting to me that this tasteless cad behind me, and he like looks at Timaeus again, and then back to Turpin, may very well be a mage of the Mercurial Order? It's that he's
No,
suspected to be.
he's not.
Yes.
He has every single paper saying that he is of the Arcanum.
Well, papers can be forged, good man.
Let me assure you, good sir, he is not of the Mercurial Order.
Well, okay, all right. You are quite big and scary, and I will choose to believe you. But I will be keeping my eye on this one. And he'll look back to him again.
So you're Sebastian, the one I've heard so much
The
about.
one and only Sebastian Bolivar, at your pleasure.
Yes, I understood. So
But
are
you mean to
going
go
sing?
after these? You have to mean to go after these kidnappers, these avian kidnappers.
That's the goal. Yes.
Now there's a band named
Willingly.
the Avian Kidnappers.
Well, yes.
My
Sebastian.
Eagles, the name of my Eagles cover band.
Yes. Yes. Nice. Take inspiration.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
I only rarely get it, guys. I'm taking it.
I was gonna say flock of seagulls, but that's okay.
That's good too. Yeah. But I would run from that joke.
No.
Well
No,
done.
yeah,
Well done.
We
Thank
do
you.
intend to chase after these criminals who have absconded with Beatrice's son.
Willingly chasing after criminals, Turpin. I'm assuming that you do not intend to bring me along for such misadventures.
No.
You know, Sebastian's.
I
more
have been
useful
in
a-
I have been in more dangerous situations than you could shake a stick at, my good man.
It doesn't sound like you want to be, though, so...
No, I don't, ever. That's because the short one over here keeps dragging me into trouble.
Sebastian is more useful in a fight than you might think.
Oh, no, I'm useless. Useless.
But-
Write it down. Useless.
But yes, Sebastian, there is a missing halfling child, and I am very invested in returning him to his mother.
Wait a moment, and you see he stops and like. So for any of you that are paying close enough attention, because Sebastian tends to attract
Be dramatic.
attention,
You think?
there's almost a moment where Sebastian's eyes go glassy for a second, and then he snaps back to himself, and then he like gathers himself and says, "Was Elias a part of this raid?"
No, he was. Elias was definitely.
He was present for. He was present.
He
for
was.
this
Elias was there. Yes.
raid? Oh no, he saw the boy get taken, didn't he?
More or less.
He's going to want to go, isn't he?
Yes. We're pretty much going to need him.
But,
I agree.
He's very handy, that Elias guy.
Oh, he's all right. But Turpin, it is eminently important that while this boy's safety is, of course, of major concern, and the return of him to his mother would be a great and heroic deed, no doubt sung by all the bards of the city, you must understand, and I must hear you agree to this. Under no circumstances are you to allow Elias to come to harm.
So who wants another round? You guys finish your round? Sebastian, you know I can only make so many promises. There's.
Yes, but you know what he's going to do? He's going to throw himself headlong into danger to protect an innocent person, and the next thing you know, he's going to get an arm blown off or something.
Well, that's why we've got Timaeus here. He's very handy in a pinch for healing and things
With
like
what?
that.
With what? His rapier wit?
He's a doctor.
A doctor? So you're saying if he gets an arm blown off, this one can sew it back on?
Basically.
All this talk of dismemberment has made me quite upset.
I'll make sure that Elias doesn't get hurt. You seem to be very attached to him.
Oh, you have no idea.
So it's
More like
settled.
burdened with him.
Elias is going and Sebastian's staying here.
Sebastian is definitely staying.
I'm agreed with that. That's good. I think that's great.
Worry not, Sebastian. I'm pretty sure Elias is all we
You
need.
see what's happened? I'm so upset, Turpin, that I've already started to refer to myself in the third person yet again. And you know what lazy writing is?
I do apologize, Sebastian. I know how sensitive you are.
Aren't you a musician? Shouldn't you be like playing your music or something?
So I'm taking a break. You
Oh,
have to
you've
leave
already
at 1
played
tomorrow.
tonight?
Yes.
You
was
missed
quite
it,
good.
Cal. It was amazing. It was fabulous.
I'm sure it was.
It was quite good.
He needs to
would
go
love to
try out
I
his
can't play.
leathers.
I was supposed to play again after this, but now I don't think I can. No, I don't think
Why
I can.
not?
I've made 3 because I'm too upset.
He's upset.
I must be calm
He's-
for
he
my
needs to be
muse
calm.
to flow through me.
He's upset.
He's
He
sensitive.
shouldn't go on. Yeah, he shouldn't go on. I agree.
But,
I don't want him to be. Never mind.
your suggestion is noted. Thank you. I must go lay down. I must go lay down. Forgive me. But remember, Turpin, no damage to Elias.
No damage to Elias.
I will hold you to that.
You have my word.
I want to hear you sing sometime. I've only heard great things.
Oh, well,
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you. But yes, I am too upset, and I've already sweated out a solid 5% of my bodily fluids as is. So I am going to go upstairs to
5
relax,
pounds of bodily fluid.
relax, and find my muse again, and perhaps this evening, when if it should inspiration find me, I shall take the stage yet again.
Thank
Good
you,
day.
Sebastian.
Good day,
will be
gentlemen,
missed.
and Timaeus. And then he turns around and like kind of storms off upstairs.
All in a huff.
All in a huff. Pure diva all the way.
Oh, definitely.
he's a character.
Yeah,
He's a lot of
that's
fun.
I don't think he likes me.
He talks a lot.
Oh,
So
He's got to kind of grow on you a little bit, but he's fine.
Like a fungus.
yeah.
I heard he was a fun guy.
Yeah.
Ba-dum-bum.
Meanwhile,
Sean, you should be writing these down. Old buddy.
meanwhile,
Who says I'm not?
what is
Yeah.
Arlen up to, Cody?
Yeah.
So at this point, the ruse of going upstairs to freshen up, having played out, I'm going to go back to the table and relate
Okay.
to them the different things that I've heard, the different conversations that I overheard.
Mhm.
Sounds like it could be. So it looks like insurance fraud. Something to do with the mines that the dwarves are digging, and there's some trouble with the commander and his family and his home life, or specifically with his brother.
Yeah.
So
I think the note about the loss of his brother is particularly something to look into or think about, or at least keep in mind in our dealings with the commander.
yeah.
That
Keep
could
that in
be
the
easily
back
verified.
pocket.
Yeah, that could be verified easily. The other ones could be rumors. They could be just speculation, but you don't know.
Who gets laid off from a mine, though? Either he's a really lousy dwarf, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem to have anything to do with our current
It
situation.
it doesn't, but it's just a curious thing to hear.
It is.
So after about five minutes, Elias comes down and walks calmly over to the table, and as he approaches, he pays a special attention to Timaeus and says, "Oop, we'll do that," and then says, "Timaeus, I passed Sebastian in the stairwell, looking as I swear the man has two modes. It's either bursting with energy or deeply offended. And I apologize if he said anything untoward towards you. He can be quite the handful.
I originally was more testing his vocabulary.
Yes,
he's quite literate. I meant to apologize, but I didn't want to hear him. I didn't want to hear him sing again. So
don't apologize. He'll just take it as a challenge to keep it going. He loves the drama of it. Simply ignore the problem, and it will go away on its own.
A true bard.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. If you must forgive me, gentlemen, for removing myself, but I thought that perhaps praying to Kamaria might bless me with some information regarding this poor child's current circumstance, and unfortunately,
Did she?
No, she did not. Those prayers remain unanswered, but never fear. We have some leads. I am my personal my personal desire would be to seek out the ruffian that we managed to capture alive and interrogate him, if at all possible.
Well, we've been officially sequestered by the city guard, so.
Sequestered?
Yes.
They're coming by tomorrow.
I don't think Cal has read that note yet.
Oh, hasn't it?
I thought it was explained.
I would have I probably would have, when he sat down, I probably retconned.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
My bad.
All right.
That's okay.
Apologies.
No.
I
I just wanted to make sure that
Making it up as we go along.
No, it's my fault. Yeah, sorry.
He was actually listening the whole time.
Yes, right.
According to this letter that I am just now reading.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Here, read this.
The outline of this page is glowing for some reason.
An unread note.
very interesting.
Hey, that's interesting. Arlen, you want to look? I mean, is there any reason to suspect this letter is not true? I can't imagine. I mean, I just kind of assumed, given the context, I just assumed this was legitimate.
Hang on, let's see. Can I look at it? Can I look
Yeah.
at the letter? And
Sure. Yeah, you can regard the
Okay.
letter. Typically
Pulls
speaking,
out a
uh,
jeweler's loop.
this would require some sort of investigation
Oh, then
check.
let me look at it too.
Let me roll. Yeah, let me roll investigation then.
The two of you can look together if you want
Yeah.
one person to have
Okay.
advantage on it.
Well,
You guys can scoot into the center of the booth.
Yeah.
Okay. So
wanna have-
roll investigation with
with advantage.
Well,
advantage.
Also-
It's up to you guys who you want to roll, because
You can both do
you
it,
can
or one of
aid
you
each
can have
other.
advantage.
Right. So you can either both roll, or you can give one person advantage on the roll.
How do you want to do it, Jeff?
I guess we're not supposed to talk about bonuses for.
I don't care if you meta a little bit. You're both working together, so
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm good at investigation. That's my best thing.
I am too. Yeah, I mean
Okay,
that's kind
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I'm at plus
Uh,
How
7.
about
then
you
you
both roll?
then you could both roll.
Yeah, we could just
Yeah.
both
All
roll.
right, let's both roll. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Come on, that doesn't mean I'll roll well.
Sure.
17.
Oh, you rolled better than me. Yeah, 17. I rolled 10.
All right.
Anything's weird?
There is a small spot on the letter where you note a stain of the ink. And it's where the cursive starts for the H of hate. I would hate for anything to happen. There's a bit of a blotch there, an ink blotch.
An ink.
Looks like he hesitated whenever he
Yeah.
started writing that word hate.
So, is it possible? Is that reflect his own torn feelings, or is it the irony of whoever? If this is a phony, they want to keep us here.
So Brendan, do I have like handwriting experience? I don't know if
I would say that you likely do, but you would have to compare it against handwriting that
Something
you
you
have
against-
seen
yeah,
from
something
the
else,
commander.
Yeah.
If
And I haven't really seen anything else.
gentlemen, if I may I take a look as well?
Of course.
So I'll take the note, and I'd like to perform my own investigation check on it too.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because that was a 1.
Okay,
good job.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Nice to get to use it.
We have a lot of people with high
25.
investigation.
Much better.
Okay,
Holy moly. That's awesome.
because you beat the
Jeez.
DC
Wow.
of 19, you can actually see a spot in the corner where it is slightly. It looks as though there was some sort of moisture that was trapped in. That has since dried and crumpled. It kind of ruffled the paper just a little bit, the water damage, but then it was rolled in such a way to try and hide that fact.
They licked it. Run a DNA test.
Moisture.
Would
Yes.
it behoove us to ask the?
Go ahead.
You said the bouncer gave us this letter?
It seemed like he
The bouncer.
met someone at the door.
Yeah.
Well, there's Block Stump Maker, and I'm going to turn around and look to see if he's still there or not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's still there.
Find out who gave
Can
it
we
to him.
can we
Yeah.
ask him who delivered
Yeah.
the message?
By all means.
One of you wants to go up.
I'll go up.
Not me.
Sure.
I'll go with him.
I'll go with him.
Good idea.
I was talking with my friends over there. Do you know who gave you that letter? What did they look like?
It was a runner.
Okay. Like an official runner or just an urchin?
No, official runner.
Okay.
Where's Beatrice?
She went upstairs to lie down. I passed her on my way down. She looked like she was having a rough day.
That's what Muddy Rump said. Told me to keep an eye on her.
She's
Don't
resting.
worry. We are as well. Thank you for letting us know.
Don't cause no trouble.
Of course not.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want to
When
fight
have
you.
we ever done that?
Brendan, while they're doing that, I'm gonna look a little closer at.
Before that
That
happens,
watermark.
Cody, what is Arlen's passive perception score?
Should be the third item on senses.
On the left.
Or the top one. Yeah, the top of the three.
Top of the three.
Left side of your character sheet.
17.
17.
Wow.
As he like lifted his chin towards the stairs, you picked up actually on a tattoo that he is covered up with some of his clothing. And then as he brings it back down, so roll a quick perception check for me now to see what exactly you might have seen.
Okay. That's 22 for that.
22.
There you go.
Nice.
You get prison tattoo vibe from it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So
Well,
yeah. Go ahead, Cody.
I was just gonna say thank you for your time, and then head back to the table and kind of pass along that information to the rest of us.
He just nods as you're walking away.
So while he's coming back, I'm gonna take like a closer look at the moisture stain.
Sure.
Does it look like a wine stain, a tear stain? Is it colored at all, or is it just distorting the paper?
It's distorting the paper.
Does it have a smell to it?
Lemon.
I'm going to you see Elias kind of sit upright. Is there a candle on the table?
Yeah, there is.
I look over to Tomias. You're still at the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say,
You tell me about the lemon?
I don't, but I
Okay.
do say, Tomias, do you happen to have a means of lighting this candle?
Probably not safely.
I cast fireball.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a tinderbox.
Yeah,
Not that
Replace
level
the
yet.
entire
If you
tavern.
have flint and steel. Yeah, if you have flint and steel or something, and
Yeah.
Would a
or just-
tinderbox
do any of you
count?
really have
There
a
you go.
means of
That's
lighting
it.
this candle?
That's your
Tinderbox
tinderbox.
will do it.
I thought it would be more dramatic if the wizard got to do it, but whatever.
Well,
Elias, I've got a tinderbox. I
okay,
can light
yes,
that for
light
you.
the candle.
I
Please.
told the dead on the candle.
And I'll wait for Cal and
As
Arlen to
he
come back
starts
over.
to light the candle with the tinderbox, it's one of those that draws attention to several people within the tavern.
Yeah. So when Arlen and Cal get back, how tall is Arlen?
6 foot.
Okay, so one of you is 6'2", one of you is 6 foot.
Oh, guys.
So I say, gentlemen, would you perhaps be so kind as to not sit down yet and instead perhaps block my view from the rest of our fellow customers?
Yeah, I can only
Sure.
block like a 20-degree
Yeah,
space.
It
but-
should be enough. And I'm gonna like kind of try to angle myself behind them, Brendan, and by pulling the candle closer and like to the edge of the table.
Turpin will see that, and he'll just kind of scan the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Elias seems like he's kind of on edge, so I'll kind of scan the room and.
Careful,
while
that's the
this is going
Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's gonna steal it. He's gonna steal the Declaration.
I'm more of a treasure protector.
That's pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Can I get a room? All right, sorry. No,
sorry to derail the
Not
scene.
the bees.
Not the bees. Ow.
I didn't steal anything, not one time. So I
Nicholas Cage,
ins-
come play D&D with us.
Yeah.
brackets in the script, insert Nick Cage reference here.
Yeah.
No, but I'm gonna hold it a good distance off the flame, the letter off the flame, checking both sides,
Sure.
where it gets the heat but it doesn't burn.
Right. So as that happens, you can see now where that splotch is actually it's the makings of an arrow that points, and you kind of bring the letter down and follow along. And as you're kind of looking at it, you see
the writing backwards. It says broken window.
Oh no.
Broken window.
Do you share that with everybody?
Yeah, quietly. Yeah.
Turpin leans in and says, there was a broken window in Valder's room, and that's currently where Beatrice is.
Gentlemen, if we might perhaps proceed upstairs for...
I think that'd be wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cal immediately heads upstairs.
Yeah, we kind like we do that thing where we're hurrying, but we're trying not to look like we're hurrying.
Yeah.
It's not fooling anybody.
That makes sense.
We're clustered together in a group. Arlen has to go to the bathroom, and we don't want him to be scared.
Everybody hold my hand, please.
I should
You
check
try
on
to avoid the
Sebastian.
of the table as you're all standing up.
Tobias hasn't bathed yet. We're all going to help him. Let's go.
Elven tradition. Elven tradition. Yes.
The ambassador needs our help. Clear the way. Clear the way.
Nice. All right. So,
When we said ride or die, we meant it.
apparently,
As we're
fortunately,
walking-
wow. Okay, fortunately, the next person who was up playing, actually, one of his strings on his lute breaks and actually flings out and strikes a passerby who's like, "What the?" And he throws his flagon or his tankard of ale right at the guy and hits him in the face, who starts bleeding profusely from his nose. And it's the perfect excuse. I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2 on the perception checks of the room.
No way.
Yes.
So that happens, and as we walk, Elias
We walk
says,
a little faster.
Elias says, "She did hear me."
Anyway,
Yeah, we go upstairs to the room with the broken window.
all of you get upstairs to the room that Valder had been sleeping in, and you can see that the door is slightly ajar.
Oh no.
Turpin just runs in.
As you get in, you can see now Beatrice is she's laying down on the bed and
Turpin.
reading a book by candlelight, and she closes the book and goes, "Well, I didn't know you felt that way."
Beatrice is
Elias good looks at him and goes, "Good luck," and closes the door.
Everyone's just outside still, but like the door closes.
No, but you can she sees now the rest of you like waiting at the door, and she goes, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
I'd like to roll
I had a
perception
bit
to
of a
see what's
day.
Yeah. Is everything all right at the moment, Beatrice?
I mean, it was pretty good until about 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
I'd like to roll perception. to see if there's
forgive
anything
me.
Out of place.
Yeah. Are you modest? I mean, it seems like she is. Like
I'm in my nightgown.
Okay. Well, you might want to, if you want to, cover up a moment. The boys need to come inside.
Elias shoves in past him. And he goes,
It's not the nightgown I used to try and woo my husband with. If
Yeah,
that's
okay,
what
okay.
you want.
Elias shoves past Turpin and says, "Come now, Turpin. You've seen a half-naked woman before."
Well.
So
All right.
you're like, Elias kind of.
Beatrice, like, yeah, her eyes
files it
get
away
wide
for
at that,
later.
and she says, okay,
This
is
is
something the
awkward.
matter? Do I need another room? Please, just tell me."
We are
Poor
trying to figure
Sebastian.
that
She's
out.
less awkward than this.
You don't want him involved in this.
No, we do not want Sebastian here right now. And so Turpin's just going to tell her about the letter and what led us all up here.
And I'm
All
looking
right.
around, so I'm gonna roll perception on the room.
Okay.
And
Well,
I'm gonna
certainly
go to
the window
windows, do
the
same
window
thing.
has been broken, but they have taken a sort of tarp and put it over, and tried to like nail the tarp in to keep the breeze out. What was the perception check for Arlen?
12.
12.
Not great.
Not really
Not
picking up anything on the room yet,
Okay.
but Elias, as you're over there, you can see where the window is slightly ajar too.
Where the what is slightly ajar?
The window, it's slightly open.
Oh.
I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna check the glass, the sill, and the building just outside on the exterior of the window. See if there's anything.
Oh, so are you gonna open it?
I'm gonna check the sill and the glass first, and if I
Okay.
don't get anything from that, then I'll open it.
Sure. Yeah. Roll a perception check for me.
Yes, I'm thinking this window could be. Are we supposed to look out? Are we supposed to escape? Or is there some clue there?
24.
I was gonna say
24. So as you're looking, you can see where the little bit of tarp has kind of been nailed to the different parts of the actual window itself, and it's as you're starting to kind of feel a little bit of the breeze down below that you instinctively look up, and that's when you can see out of the top part of the window there are a set of eyes that are looking just over the top of where the ceiling jets out. You can see eyes and forehead and hair that is pulled back in a tight bun.
Outside?
Outside, looking in. Yes.
They've beheaded.
Are we on the second floor?
You're on the second floor.
that's different.
So,
And that's when you hear, like, you see then a hand come down and just knock very lightly on the window. At which Beatrice goes, okay, now there are people knocking on my windows.
Beatrice,
Please
if
give
you
me
would be
one
a
of your room
lamb,
keys. I am
if you would
swapping
be a
rooms with you.
lamb
You can have this
and
room. I'm going to
leave.
another one.
I think
Yes.
that's safe. That's very good. You can take mine.
Thank you. And she
Um,
grabs your key and
Valder,
leaves.
if you would be so kind as to prepare to kill whatever this is.
Balder's not here?
Or not Valder, sorry, Cal.
Oh.
Old habit.
Too many names. This was a mistake. All right.
Now you want him to
Pause
kill.
on this.
Beep.
All right.
Balder is not present at the moment. Please leave a name.
Cal, I clearly meant Cal. I just met you like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'll grab my sword out of my room.
I was gonna say Turpin will kind of slowly pull out both sickles. Got everything.
then
on
we-
it.
They're knocking, so they're
When he
they're
gets
looking.
back. Yeah, when he gets back, I'll open the window.
Okay. You open it, and then silently, quickly, a humanoid body enters the room rapidly. You can see rope bound around her waist in a sort of mechanism that it is easily climbing harnesses that she has rappelled down. And as the rope reaches a certain point, you hear the window creak and strain a little bit, and she pulls at something, and the rope instantly loosens and slacks so as to allow her a 3-point drop onto the ground, in which she looks up and stands, loosens the braid that was in her hair, and shakes out her head of hair. It is a human female, easily some 5'6", maybe 130 pounds. She has red hair and stands looking at the room right now, sees that Cal has drawn his sword, and says, do you know how long I've been waiting outside for you?
Who are you?
Name's Hazel. Hazel Balladley.
Hazel Balladley.
Okay.
Charmed.
Why are you waiting outside someone's window for us?
Because Commander Danium requested that I fill you in on what we've learned so far. You don't have much time.
Okay.
We suspect that this order to keep you sequestered likely comes at the desire to keep certain things secret, hidden, and safe from prying investigatory eyes. And she looks over, her eyes rest on Arlen for just a second, and then over on Timaeus.
Insight check. Her
Yeah, me
statement.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
insight.
Everyone.
I'm
Rough
useless.
insight
Adam. Mine's useless. 5.
Natural
13.
20.
There we go. I don't have to roll. Okay.
For a
Bonus.
total of
26.
Can't do better than that.
No.
10.
Yeah.
amazingly enough, she also rolled a natural 20 for a total of 26.
Oh.
Matched it.
I matched.
You did.
Rollies?
Nope. In this case, he matched it. He did it.
Oh wow.
For the rest of you, she is cool, calm, and collected. She is incredibly hard to read. For
Inscrutable.
yes. However, Elias, you pick up very quickly on the raised eyebrows, which show and indicate interest. And it's not just interest in the sense of something to gain, but interest in the sense of these guys have my attention. There's something to be gained in this time, in this place. There's no sense of contempt on her face. There's no sense of disgust on her face. She's not reaching to touch her face in any kind of way, shape, or form to denote an uncomfort or a discomfort at the situation, or as though she's lying. So take that for what it is. She seems pretty
So
sure.
what have we learned, Miss Hazel?
I and the rest of the Dusk Guard have been pulling some strings. Let me just say that the individual that you were able to take alive has yielded no information whatsoever. Despite even our most vigorous attempts at getting him to talk.
He has said nothing or knows nothing.
He has said nothing.
I just want to make sure I understand. So the order of sequestering did not come from the commander himself. That is...
No, it did not originate with him, but it does come from him.
From him. Okay. And then he
So
dispatched
he's
you
obeying
to
orders
try...
of his own.
Okay, so
he will be on trial with you tomorrow. This is not merely a testimonial giving. You are... Let's just say that you were not supposed to be in the Dusk Fair when this went down today. That is my hunch.
I didn't want to be, personally.
I understand, and I'm terribly sorry for whatever this is going to mean for you
Victims
and
of
for the rest of the
circumstance.
city of Kaiwind. But I do have 2 leads that I'm supposed to tell you about and answer any questions that you might have, as we fully believe that you might be our opportunity to discover the corruption that is attempting a coup of our city.
Coup.
That's what we believe.
Very well. What
Well-
do you have to hear?
Yeah.
To hear.
There are 2 locations this evening that I have had some of my agents contact us about. There are strange things afoot, we'll say. In 2 very different locations within the city. One being the Dusk Mines, and another being the Theaters of Twilight Theaters. 2 different districts, as they were. There are... Well, let's just put it this way. There is an underground casino within the Twilight Theaters districts. One that is known by the Dusk Guard and those that enjoy underground means of gaining wealth. A casino. This place is fairly harmless. Not a whole lot of coin passes through. And yet, within the last couple of years, things seem to have ramped up and elevated. Crime in the city is usually done on individual scale, never much so on grand scale group work or the other. But it seems as though there has been some family crime activity, as it were. I'm not sure on all the specifics of it. The one who had the full report, he didn't make it back from the casino. Let's put it that way. The second, in this report I did get back, is that the gnolls that were used in the attack today did not come from outside of the gates, but from within. They're being stored somewhere in our city. And the only place that I can think of to be underground far enough to keep them away from prying eyes would have to be abandoned dusk mine chambers.
That would line up with what you heard earlier, right, Arlen?
Yeah, that matches because it seems like once the mines were dug, that anyone who was associated with the excavation was laid off. So it could be that they're keeping those brutes down there.
Interesting.
Is there any chance that the individual you overheard this from is still downstairs drinking?
There's every chance, but he's probably very drunk at this point.
Which might loosen his tongue a bit.
Oh, that's fair. We can try, but
Well,
If I may,
Go ahead.
I fear that there can't be much time. I believe that this attack today was meant to start destabilizing the city. Several sections of the city are actually being shut down. Districts, not martial law, but they are requesting that people stay in their homes, locking themselves
refuse.
in. Establish curfews, yes. At the same time, this council, they are a special interests council that is often the one to get to approach our local government. They are the advisors, so to speak, to be a voice for the people. And I would call them slightly more bureaucratic because, typically speaking, they are the heads of certain organizations. The head of the Dusk Fair, the head of the temples, the head of the Dusk Mines, even the Twilight Theater's premier presider also sits on this council. And the fact that all of this happened within the last few hours, the decision to sequester you in particular, and to seek another local adventuring band, as it were, a group known as the Derelicts. They're ghastly. There are things that are happening here that cause me to believe that there is something on the inside, someone on this council that does not wish you to be able to discover what it is before it's too late. But that being said, I do not have the manpower to devote to this what I would right now, because I don't know who to trust. That is why Danny and Kane and I have approached you. We don't know you from Adam, and yet at the same time, you jumped into action, taking care of these creatures. Perhaps I should say this as well. Every single individual that was slain in the Dusk Fair today were either a known criminal or an off-duty guard.
That's
Coincidental, isn't it?
There is one.
quite the coincidence.
Yes.
Forgive
So I don't know which of my men I can trust at the moment.
Forgive me, Hazel, but I might be thinking out loud here, but
I will not unwelcome it.
there is one victim that does not match your theory.
Please tell me.
A kidnapped boy whose mother has no connection.
I think she means all the slain bad guys.
Oh,
From
The
fair.
bodies that we recovered and identified at the fair. Yes.
but still, my point remains.
But thank you for bringing that up, Elias.
Why,
Yes.
unless this
I
supposed
think-
coup is
I think
light
that
on a
there are-
supply of potatoes, or they intended to take the boy.
I don't know that for sure.
Do you
Your
think
guess
the
is as good as mine.
stealing of supplies was a misdirect? If everyone here was a criminal or a guard, or maybe a combination of both, they used the stealing of goods and money to kind of cover the fact that they were taking out targets?
It's very possible.
Yes,
don't
but
know.
how many markets are raided with
That precision?
dozens of giant eagles? That's not exactly subtle.
The attack happened right at the change of the guard.
Hmm.
It was a statement to be sure, but I'm
The
I'm afraid
walls,
we don't speak the language.
the bastions themselves, the doors by which the change of the guard were supposed to take place, those doors were locked. Guards were prevented from getting to their posts so that this would not be seen. It was a short window of time. I cannot state how incredibly terrifying it is to know that I don't have a single person that I can trust with the level of potential treachery that is dripping within this situation.
You need a group with no connections.
With no connections, no prior engagements, no prior understanding of the city at all.
Better the devil you don't know than the one you do.
We're willing to take that risk.
So Hazel, is this the first time something like this has happened? Like, I can't help but wonder, who are these people, and like, do they have headquarters or anything like that nearby? Do we know that much?
All of this falls in line with what we were warned could be a potential on our horizon. There was a very outspoken individual 2 years ago who did an in-depth search into the holes in our securities. And his name was Andric Kane.
This is
the
the brother of
commander.
The younger brother of Danium Kane. He was a high-ranking captain within the position, holding that position within the Windwall Guard himself. And the commander had tasked him with rooting out potential problems in our walls. After he compiled this report and took it to the special council, he was later that day thrown from the walls themselves.
Oh my.
Assassination.
By, do we know who?
By a rogue criminal agent by the name of Karel Muldoon, who was hung after the fact.
Ball guy.
Publicly.
That's
So
another
somebody's-
coincidence.
Yeah, clean and tidy. No one else to look for.
They caught him red-handed.
Yeah, that's something.
Convenient.
And the irony is, they use his very report to do this, to exploit for this raid.
Hazel,
know. Yes.
I hope you understand what the implications you're making actually lead to. The only conclusion possible. That these revolutionaries who seek complete control over Kaiwind, their leaders, in order to pull off something this spectacularly grand and well hidden, are already in power.
I believe we are looking at a complete reconstruction of any kind of government whatsoever. And I believe that they are going to be using fear tactics as a means to have the people cry out for revolution that will end up spelling their doom.
So it is not just the guard that is infiltrated, but the nobility itself.
That's part of what I'm concerned about. That's why I think, or this is why we came to you. The fact that when Danium put forward part of this report to this council, they immediately wanted you sequestered. To be able to come in, unable to leave or to do anything.
Remove the
How
threat.
much in trouble would it be should we break this sequestering?
I believe that they would likely try to pin whatever this is on you.
Yeah.
Well, we can't be having that. To say nothing of the kidnapped boy of it all.
Yes. So
That is the
Hazel,
priority.
is the assumption that they're working from inside the city?
I don't know how many of this council would be in on whatever this grandiose gesture is. this attempt.
I
Could be
only
one,
ask
it could be
because
multiple. I'm sorry. I know I'm not answering your question directly yet.
no, that's
But-
fine.
Part of this is that what I'm trying to convey is that I feel as though I have been kept in the dark. As one of the higher ups within the Dust Guard, quite literally, the Dust Guard does not exist, according to our public. They do not know that my entity, the organization that I represent in this moment, they do not know that we exist. But we are the ones willing to do things inside and outside of the walls in order to keep the people safe and protected. And I don't know whether I have been lied to or not with any or all of this information. I merely know what Danny M. Kane was able to tell me before they took him into custody today, in order to wait until this meeting tomorrow in order to bring him out and gather stories from both of you.
So he's already been arrested.
Well, gentlemen, it
House
sounds
arrest
like to me that
so
we're
far.
gonna
Okay.
we're gonna be they're gonna try to pin this on us whether we follow their rules or not. So I feel like we probably ought to put on a good offense and just go ahead and move on this information that we have right now.
Here, here.
Now,
But certainly
That
the
was-
inn will be watched. Certainly.
Oh,
it was
definitely.
what I was going to ask, Hazel's. It seems like our best lead might be to try and infiltrate the mines.
Maybe the mines or the casino. I think there's going to be potential information in both.
But our main goal is still the child. And if they
I
should,
think
I was gonna
fully
say,
respect that. I fully respect that.
I was going to say I sympathize with you very much, Hazel, but finding the boy is my top priority. If finding him helps you, then great. But I really need to find that boy.
I think if we find the boy, we'll probably find the other parts we're looking for. I'm of the
Sounds
opinion that the mines might be the right way to go, because if they're hiding the gnolls in the mines,
what other creatures, right?
and he was taken off by the eagles, that's probably where they would return to.
I was thinking the same thing.
Seems a better
me too.
place than a theater, anyway.
A casino.
In the theater
But-
district.
Theater district.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's
So the whole time, I'm not going to say anything, but the whole time they're discussing this and going back and forth with Hazel, Elias has, like, if she looks over to him, he's not glaring at her, but he is staring at her.
I'm worried for a double cross. What if we find the child, and we wrap up all the loose ends, and then we're arrested anyway?
I can't guarantee your safety.
No, I understand.
nobody
just-
can.
No, my point is, I just wonder how sophisticated. This is a fairly sophisticated plot, whatever's going on, and I worry that there's someone very bright running this. What are we
I don't think
walking
you're
into?
wrong.
Well, I hope you don't mind, but I don't think we're going to tell you exactly what our plans are right now.
Yeah,
Very well.
Plausible deniability.
In that case,
But
are there any
we-
questions that you might have that I can answer before I leave you to make your decision?
yeah.
There is one. I hope you will not be offended by it.
I'll do my best. You see her crack a slight smile.
I can't quite decide if you're doing this out of loyalty to Kaiwin or your commander, or if there is another more personal reason.
looking at her very closely right now.
I was quite close with Endrick. We served together for a time.
Insight check.
Go for it.
I believe her.
Yeah.
I believe her
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
Oh, she rolled a natural 1. So
Oh,
okay.
well, I rolled a 2. So
She
for a
can't
total of
hide it.
6.
She can't hide it.
Do I pick up anything?
Wait a
Depends
minute! I
on
think
what
they
your
were
bonus
involved
is.
with each other.
Married. No.
'cause her total was 7.
Okay.
Oh,
Andrew.
wow. But a natural 1.
I had a 13.
Yeah.
so- We know. So she's telling us the truth then, huh? From farts, we can tell.
Yeah, you can see the pain.
Okay.
Very
Do you,
well.
do you know anything?
I do have 2 more questions real quick, just to make sure that, where is the casino? And 2, where are the mines in particular that we should be investigating? That way,
Sure.
The mines are a long way from here.
Yes.
they're inside the city though, right?
They are. Everything is within the city walls. All the
big
farming
city.
districts, the industrial district, all of it. Yes. Here
big city.
she pulls out the map.
Okay.
If I had a better picture to put on the chat, I would, but map's not quite done yet. So maybe by the next episode, who knows?
I believe.
She does pull it out and she points to the specific building within the theater district that you'd be looking
Okay.
for, and she says,
Perfect.
"It's not marked as a casino."
Yeah.
I would think not.
Right. But if you head into the main floor, you will see the open area. It is a consulting business.
Do you have
Uh,
a name?
The Winds of Good Fortune.
Thank you. Just wanted to make sure that, we actually knew where we were supposed to go should we decide to go down that direction of.
Absolutely.
And then where the mines? The mines are where?
The mines are within the industrial sector. Quite literally, the whole mines and forges of Dusk, or the Dusk mine shafts, they make up that entire district there. Certainly, there are forges and smelting houses within that area, foundries, as it were. But the whole place is one organization, the Dusk mine shafts. I would imagine within one of their major, let's see. One of the contractors' houses would likely hold some of the information you're looking for, maps of the mines themselves, or maybe a more direct route to some of the shafts that have been closed down.
It's a good idea. I appreciate it.
Also, do you know anything about those who are observing us? Have you seen anything while you're hanging out?
The
Sorry,
street is
sorry.
being watched.
Okay.
Is there any way that you could cause a distraction or give us some cover while we
I don't
try
think you're going to want to leave out the front door, but I could make sure that enough eyes are pulled to the front that you might be able to sneak out the back into the alleys.
We can ask Beatrice if there's another way out.
Yeah, that might be helpful too.
Actually, Brendan, would Turpin or I know of any egress or egress? Yeah,
We've been here a little bit.
because we've been here for what, 13 days, something like that.
Right.
Cellar entrance, exit.
Well, I mean, there would be the one that leads out into the alleyway from the kitchen.
Mhm.
There would be a cellar area, but you're not really sure if there's anything in the cellar that would be an exit or entrance. And then there's the rooftops.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate you coming to us.
And we're still
Sorry that
without...
we made you wait, but the message was actually quite well hidden.
I'm just glad you found it.
Me
We
too.
did our best.
Would have been really awkward if you just sat there all day and we didn't.
I would have had to take more drastic measures.
Yeah, that could have ended very badly for one of us.
Trust me, I'm well aware. No, thank you for what you're doing. Or not doing. She takes the rope. She takes the rope and begins to cinch it more tightly and begins to walk towards the window.
So front area, give us what, 15 minutes distraction? Is that enough
she-
time?
I
you
don't
think?
think.
She stops and looks over her shoulder.
More time?
If that's all you need.
Are we leaving right now?
What else can we do? If we need
Sleep
rest.
and then leave early in the morning?
That might work too.
Okay. I
cover of
like that.
night.
I like that better. But
Yeah, get to bed really early. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
early in the afternoon still.
Yeah, it's still only like 4 p.m.
okay.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
get some rest now, and then head out around midnight or so.
About midnight?
Actually, a better idea was like, so it's 4 right now.
Yeah.
So we could sleep until like 1 or 2 in the morning, get
And
a
then
full night,
leave.
get a full rest.
Yeah.
And then go to my vote's casino. Because
Okay.
it'll be the middle of the night where people would it be hopping anyway. So
But the child, why would the child be there? It would be where the Eagles went.
right. So we'll have the conversation about why I think the casino
Okay.
after she.
That's a valid point. Okay.
All right. Well,
Very well.
I
2 o'clock in the morning.
2 in the morning. You bet.
Appreciate it. Sorry to make you wait all night.
No, I
We've
won't
had
be
a-
the one doing it at this point.
Okay, that's fair. That's
I
understandable.
have people for this.
Yes.
Um,
I'm actually going to
Should
set
we-
2 of my agents against each other and send them on a wild goose chase in 2 different directions and cause enough of a ruckus that all eyes will be on them.
I was gonna say,
Should
the
we
longer she
need
has
to-
to set that up, the better it'll be.
yeah. Should we need to get into contact with you? Is there any specific way you would like us to do so, or no contact at all? Just
Perhaps a personal letter pinned in pomegranate juice or something.
She chuckles and says, "Unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure how we would go about doing this. I believe once I go out that window, you're on your own."
okay. Understood.
So be
I appreciate the information. We'll do our best to act upon it.
You see
and
her
hope-
turn back around fully now, and just there's a very solemn look on her face. Thank you either way.
I hope we can figure out what's going on.
I hope so too.
I want this place to be a safe place for people to live.
Very well. Then our goals are aligned. Good luck with the boy. I hope you find him.
Thank you.
And she heads back towards the window. And that is where we are going to take a wee break. All right, welcome back. We have enjoyed our bit of a bio break. It is time for us to get back into the action, and finally, I get to sit back and let these old dogs with new cantrips decide what it is that they're going to do.
All right.
Quick reminder, DM. Did she has a lead on where the casino is. She gave us a lead on where the casino
She
is.
told you where. Yep.
Specifically
But
where, right?
she did
Yep.
not know where in the dusk mine shafts these gnolls might have come from, correct?
No, her recommendation was to grab a map from one of the foreman's
Houses.
houses.
Shacks.
Really, it's obviously when you go to a construction site, you see the trailer that they pull in for the contractor and the foreman to sit in, air condition, and then shoot the breeze while everyone else is working. That's where
Okay.
she's recommending you go to get the maps that might be able to suss out where in the mines you would find that location.
Okay. So
I do not
As-
recommend going in without a map.
so
Those
Right.
Yeah.
caverns are vast. These
it's
are
dangerous
dwarves
to
we're
go
talking about.
alone. So as soon as she leaves, Elias will say, I will abide by the group's decision, but I believe the casino will be our best option.
Our best
Really?
option for what?
Finding where specifically in the dusk mine shafts we need to go.
Why is that exactly?
Well, it seems to me that we're basing our belief in the general location of the boy Franklin in the dusk mine shafts on basis of rumor, bird sign, and the Knowles general coming from that area. Whereas we know for certain that this casino is of particular entrance to whatever plot this is going, and the last person that tried to leave with intelligence did not come back. Which leads me to the conclusion that whoever is in the casino has much more information about the general plot than we currently have. You can't make bricks without clay.
My only worry about going to the casino is potentially starting a fight in the middle of the city, whereas if a fight were to break out in the mines, we might escape notice.
Who said anything about fighting?
Well, I doubt they're just gonna tell us what we want to know.
You'd be surprised what people will let
They
slip
killed-
under the right circumstance.
They killed or kidnapped the last person.
True. It's not without peril. But I believe it's a lead worth looking into, unless, of course, the group disagrees.
I don't see any flaws with your logic, but
Well, except I think it's less likely for eagles to land on a casino.
Oh,
to
the
bring a
boy will
child.
not. Well, the boy will not be there certainly. But I'm
And-
suggesting that the casino might put us on the right track to find the boy.
But that's so much time. That's what I'm
And-
worried about.
I'm worried that because to them, he's just a little halfling boy. If he is found, they will simply kill him and move on.
I must admit, I am operating on an assumption.
We all
And
are.
and the
There's
assumption.
no.
And the assumption is that the boy was the target and not a sack of potatoes.
Well, if
I'm
memory
ass-
serves, several sacks of potatoes were taken in that moment. Wasn't just one, and I would be very impressed if even an eagle was sent in to find a little halfling boy, watch him closely enough to hop into a sack of potatoes and know exactly which one it was. And I don't know. I nothing tells me that Franklin was a target. I
Why
could be
would he
wrong,
be?
of course, but
I have no idea. That's what I find so intriguing about this also. So
I just don't understand why the potatoes to begin with.
exactly.
I feel
Is this just to outrage the citizenry
That's-
to become?
what I asked Hazel was.
Yeah.
I feel like the theft of goods was to distract and misdirect the true investigation, or at least give people cause.
Right.
I feel like they were targeting specific people. If everyone in the market that was killed was either a criminal or a member of the guard.
I generally I agree with your premise, but the only objection I have to it is that if you are a group of enough power to have flying mounts, and you wish to appear as simply a criminal undertaking, you don't steal potatoes.
I don't think the potatoes were the goal.
No, I'm
guess-
just saying that wouldn't provide much of a cover because more than people will be talking about the fact.
Well,
that there
it
were
wasn't just
stolen.
potatoes,
They'd be
they
talking
took
about the
money.
giant flipping birds.
They took money and other supplies. It wasn't just potatoes.
But if we
all
were-
in all,
Go ahead.
if we think that Franklin is in the mines, I am going to be one to say, let's go to the mines and get him out.
I
The
think
casino,
the-
hitting a casino is going to get a lot of attention, and then it's only going to be even harder to get into the mines if they discover us.
not to mention, we could potentially eliminate an army of gnolls that's just in the city.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The
or at
question,
least make sure they don't come out again.
but I don't understand why. This is maybe not the point, but maybe this will help you think through it with me. Why would they go do such a distraction with such violence? if we weren't there to stop these monsters, they would have killed everyone in the entire market.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Seems
so.
they wanted to make a statement.
And there would be no witnesses to see them steal the cover-up potatoes.
I think what they were trying to do there, because as Hazel said, the guards were locked out of their positions.
Yeah.
They wanted it to appear as if the guard was completely inept, and make it to where Commander
Okay.
Kane.
I
Then
do
follow
not
me. Then that means the potatoes were taken for a reason. This was not. These were.
I do not.
These were
I
not a
agree.
distraction. They were something. They're looking for something. They're trying to cover tracks. They're
Or
gonna use it.
Or maybe they
someone-
were just hungry.
Someone. Yeah. Well, then there's that.
We're also, but I have to admit, I'm curious about the idea that I do not think that Franklin was the sole target, but perhaps he was a target, meaning
Who would even know that
Are we s-
Franklin exists?
Are we certain that other citizens in the market were not taken as well?
Not.
How many eagles were there? There were-
Several.
Many.
There were
Several
many.
eagles.
So we might. Again, and if there were more than just one person taken, all the more reason to try and go to the mines to save them all.
Absolutely. I agree that our goal lies at the mine. I'm simply suggesting
Yeah,
that the casino might narrow the field a little bit.
it's
I
fair.
I agree. I think we should try the casino first.
Yeah. Do we want to go downstairs and try and talk to the dwarf
That might change my mind.
and
yes.
find the exact shaft that he was fired from? 'Cause that sounds like possibly the exact shaft where things might be happening in.
a very wise suggestion.
Will not our decision be based on how well we can travel between these two places?
Yeah, getting out of here proves its own challenge. But
And we will need to find a map. So someone, there's any of you guys, Arlen, I know you're fairly stealthy, able to potentially break into one of these foreman shacks to actually get a real map of the mines as well, because that's not something I'm good at.
I can be.
I,
Go ahead, Arlen.
I'm fairly proficient at that. So
All right.
I also have a means of
Okay.
blending in.
Should we tell Sebastian about all this?
No, he's fine.
He's a little jumpy.
Yeah.
Anything else we tell him will simply cause him greater levels of indigestion.
I just felt like he was a part of your group, so
Gonna make him sweat more.
It's more of a tag along
Well,
than part of
that-
our group, really.
That's fair.
that's interesting. If he's not coming, then couldn't he be the fall guy for us leaving if they should come and we're gone?
I wouldn't worry about that.
That might prove challenging. He has a tendency to only seek out the spotlight when he's 100% certain it's 100% safe.
okay.
Well,
So-
what about Beatrice? Should we not tell her so that way she has plausible deniability?
I think we should probably come up with an excuse for why we burst into her room in the middle of the afternoon.
We probably she does. Remind me, was she there whenever Hazel
She heard the knock. She
heard the knock? Didn't
She
see
didn't.
Hazel.
She left before she came in.
Yeah, I gave her my
We do
room key.
owe Beatrice an explanation.
Large rat.
But on that note, I still would like to go to the mines first.
Let's talk to this. Let's talk to this miner downstairs, and then we will have all the facts in order to. make
Let's
our
do
decision.
that.
I'll let you guys go. I have a couple of things I just want to clean up, and
Well, we'll be getting 8 hours of rest here. Yes. so
I just need to
please,
sleep.
help yourself.
I'm gonna. You guys do that. I'm gonna go down to the kitchens and see if we can get a few things in order.
I'll go talk to them. If Arlen, if you want to point the man out to me, I'll go talk to the miner.
okay. So yes, I'll go with you.
Turpin, are you coming?
Yes, I would like to come talk to the miner as well.
I thought as much.
Keep an eye on you. Keep you on task at least, you know. You tend to get distracted a little bit, Elias.
All right. So, heading downstairs is Elias and Arlen and Turpin. Timaeus is heading towards the kitchen, and Cal is remaining in the room.
I think he's. Are you intending to start your long rest right now?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say you're staying in Valder's old room, right? Because you gave your room to Beatrice.
He's also
He goes in. It's like, I feel like I've been in here before.
It's deja vu. It's weird.
Did I punch that? No. He's fairly hurt.
Yeah.
And is really tired.
All right.
But just let me know what target we're going on. I'll be up in time. You said 2 a.m? I'll be up.
Yes, of course.
Obviously, and Timaeus and Arlen, you're sleeping in here as well, so don't worry about waking me.
All
right. Let's go talk to this drunk miner. That sounds bad. Drunk person who works in a mine.
Yeah, the Fireside Fables does not endorse
underage
drinking of any kind.
Definitely not.
Minors, not minors.
Merely apple juice. Okay, so heading downstairs, the 4 of you reach the bottom, and Timaeus, you see the route towards the kitchen, and you begin to break off, making a nod towards the remaining 3 and heading in that direction. And as you pass, you hear Fizzlebuck go, "No, it's fine. Come into my kitchen anytime you wish. Anytime." Totally not against the health codes. So,
hey, do they have a poster up with their rating?
Oh yeah, the Kentucky law. You have to. It's a solid C++. That's a coding joke for all
They're
of my
programmers.
All right,
preferred C#.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's a terrible key to sing in. Okay, anyway, moving forward, the 3 head over towards the table where the dwarves were, Arlen leading the way, and certainly they have broken into song at this point. Whereas humans drink to forget, dwarves drink to remember. And this becomes quite the tale as they are all swaying, singing about some Tim Finnegan and the corpse that he left it awake. As you're listening to the song, it's nothing to do with anything except for a man who went to the mines drinking, fell and hit his head, and they carried him home and had a wake for him. But then he ends up some of the people end up feuding in the middle of this wake, apparently some dwarven folklore. And as they're feuding, whiskey is thrown and spills all over Tim, who rises from the dead, as it were. And he simply was just in a coma after falling and hitting his head while mining. And the whole song is pointless, but super fun to sing at the bars. And as the dwarves finally are finishing their raucous chorus of this, much to the chagrin of the entertainer who has been hired for the Friday evening entertainment, Arlen, you see your opening with the man, the dwarf rather, who is still there, that was there, and he's into it. Let's just say that.
Okay.
3 sheets.
However, if the booth was a corner booth, he would be in the back corner and have to ask 6 of his friends to get out so he can use the bathroom. He is very, very difficult to actually get in to have a kind of conversation. Very much ensconced by many fellow dwarves.
So I'm going to put on a mask of revelry myself and kind of join in to the end of the song as best I can, and say, "Let me buy you gentlemen a round."
A round of ales on you? Well, sure. Why wouldn't we accept a round of ales from you? We'll celebrate.
You mind if we sit with you for a minute?
Nowhere to sit, but you're sure as welcome to try.
This massive hiccup.
I bet I could find a spot, so I'm gonna hop up and walk to the table.
That's a short joke, isn't it, laddie?
He does that. He does that. He does that elementary school thing at a crowded restaurant with their family, where they crawl under the table.
No, up on the table and walk into the corner and just kind of plop down on the corner, like just above the guy's shoulder.
He looks at. I don't have any crayons, but I can ask for a children's menu if you want.
Oh,
would you like some chicken strips, laddie?
He looks down and he's like, "Hey, that's the 17th time I've heard that."
Perhaps a chocolate milk.
Oh, I do fancy a chocolate milk.
Nice.
Get him a sippy cup.
I brought my own.
It's a flask.
Take it easy, Larry the cucumber.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but he look at the tomato, the sad little tomato. But the Elias will grab an empty chair, if there is one, from another table and just scoot it near the group and sit down. So, gentlemen, what are we celebrating?
What aren't we celebrating? What do you know about dwarven cultures, laddie?
What do I know about dwarven culture? What does Elias know?
Well, you're wearing purple, and is that? You can see he's trying to focus, and his eyes they're really struggling. He leans real heavy and goes, "You got a couple of moons right there. You're a follower of Kamaria."
I am.
Oh, we love Kamaria.
Who doesn't?
Well, let's just say, huge fans of Saint Gisela. So as the dwarf is going on about, Kamaria and Saint Gisela, and the whole premise of the Dawn Forge and all these wonderful things, you try to recall some of your past memories and roll a history check for me.
Okay. Not my best score, not my worst. Natural 1.
Oh no.
What's your worst roll?
5.
That's pretty amazing. Nice +4 though. That's pretty excellent. So Elias, it's one of those as you're sitting there where you're almost pleading with him with your eyes for him to fill in everything for you, and you can just go, "Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah, sure. Yeah." You're gonna try and charisma your way through it, because in this moment you have forgotten all of the things dwarf related that you really, really, really need to remember.
Okay, so you're telling me I've got to BS this. Okay,
so this is full on full spit that we're looking for.
So based on what Arlen told me, I'll say, yes, you did. I now that you mention it, I do recall a thing or two. As an outsider, I could be wrong, but I seem to recall a dwarven friend of mine, an acquaintance really, many years ago, telling me that dwarves typically celebrate weddings,
Aye,
deaths.
Oh, have you ever been, laddie? And all of a sudden, a bunch of them get it's almost like they're really touched that you just said that. And they said
they were singing about it.
Oh, Gilly Meyer. No, have you ever listened to the dwarven clans sing about the gallant star as it passes right in front of us?
Yes. A lot of theological implications in those.
He's not even listening at this point. He keeps going. He goes, seriously, we do a whole parade for someone right at the end. As they're dying, we parade them through the streets and we sing to them, telling them about the grand things they've done and the fact that we can see greater in the night because of the path they've forged ahead of us. Just like the stars in the sky, lad. It's amazing.
And if I'm not mistaken, termination of employment.
You see him get real sour real quick, and he goes, if there's one dwarf who needs a good punch in the face, it's Drixen Orhammer. Oh, that hill dwarf.
Warhammer, you said?
Orhammer. You see him like screw up his face. He goes, screw him.
So why don't we like Drixon, my friend?
He sounds
laid
like
me
the villain
off.
most foul.
Aye, that
What?
he is, laddie.
You?
Truly. He has to have some Durgar blood in him somewhere because he laid me off for doing exactly what I was hired to do, and that was to mine out a beautiful shaft. Hey, you know, the crazy thing is that I found mithril in that shaft.
No.
What?
Aye,
Oh.
mithril. I found it. Yes, the most beautiful of all ores. I tell you, there's nothing cleaner, shinier, and more wonderful for a dwarf to find than mithril. And I found what I did. And as soon as I did, he shut down me mine.
Which shaft?
You know, mine was shut down. So was Roderick's over here. Roderick, how many shafts were shut down that day? 13!
Did he find mithril as well?
Roderick straight passes out. He's had too much.
Oh, poor Roderick.
Roderick, what do you think?
We knew you were.
Roderick's passed out.
Roderick's gone, lad.
This guy is.
He's off to join Tim Finnegan.
Tim Finnegan.
Tim Finnegan. He's pulled a Tim Finnegan. Why does it sound like when you say that in an Irish accent? It sounds like one word, Tim Finnegan.
That's because it is.
So I'll let him ramble for a moment, and then say, I find it hard to believe that so many different shafts had mithril veins in them.
I don't know if they all found mithril in them, but laddie, I tell you, they said I wasn't up to code.
Really?
You want to take a dwarf off for all eternity. You tell him that his mining shaft's not up to code.
You seem like a very professional, well-to-do miner.
He like turns his head to look towards you and looks right past you, and then he kind of hones it
Where'd
back
you go?
in. You gotta stop spinning the room on me, laddie. I'm one of the best there is. And you know what? I'm out drinking just because I know I'm gonna get hired on. There's 6 foremen that actually look after the different mine shafts, and hey, it's an expanse down there. Have you ever been?
No, I have not had the pleasure. I would like to see this mithril you speak of, though. Which shaft did you say it was again? In particular?
In particular, so if you head down the whole thing, and he kind of gets hit by the guy next to him.
Have you lost your mind? You signed a non-disclosure agreement saying that you wouldn't divulge any of the information from the shafts below. You've already had quite a bit here. You know, you're right. You're right. You go down, and then you go down further. You go down a short time, you take a left. Then what you're going to do is you're going to snake through a bunch of them, and you know, it's one of those things where I feel like most dwarves, like, we just have a sixth sense for the ground, you know. And I'm sorry, I can't be more help to you.
Well, perhaps there is one thing you could share with me. Are these tunnels designated in any way, like a naming system, a number system, so that one might be able to tell one mine or tunnel from another?
Yes. Yes, they're numbered.
Yes. And which tunnel did you say you worked in again?
He looks at his buddy, he's straight looking at him like, go ahead.
Tell him.
What are they going to do? Fire you?
Yeah.
They've already fired me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to get rehired, don't you?
Why honor a
Eventually.
man that refuses to honor you?
That's true. Jackson. What a name.
The cad.
Oi. If you haven't, that's like naming a girl Jezebel. What a shame. Drixon. Ain't no one never gonna trust a Drixon ever again.
I'm going to start calling my bowel movements Drixon.
You get me. You get me really well.
And he says under his breath, no, give me a number.
872.
872. Gentlemen, I thank you for your candor I feel it is you have been all done, especially you, good friend, a grave disservice, and I am happy to tell you.
Zeke Legane.
Zeke Legane.
That's my name.
I will be sure to tell the bartender that the next 4 rounds are on me.
I don't know. I don't want to end up like Roderick over there.
No, I need to make sure these guys are so blackout drunk they forgot this conversation.
Excellent idea.
Fair enough.
I'll even buy you a round of chocolate milk.
So I'm gonna go pay for 4 rounds for them,
Okay.
however much that is.
For the whole dwarven table,
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I know.
that runs
The
you 30
ones who
gold.
are still awake.
All right, I'll do it.
All right.
How much
30
was
gold.
it?
30
gold.
gold.
So how much was mine?
Your
My
round?
round.
Let's see. It'd be about 7.5.
Okay.
How much money do you guys have?
Don't you worry about it.
Gosh.
Are you a cop?
Narc! I smell a narc!
Hey guys, I'm a freshman just like you.
Hello, fellow young people.
Who
You
knows
wanna
where
go
we
hang
can
out
get
at the
fake
mall with the
IDs?
teens?
Yes. I too would like a single marijuana.
All of a sudden, the whole room starts going fed.
Boy, my parents sure are annoying.
Ironically, Fed is upstairs trying to fall asleep right now in the tavern.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna
We're
leave
gonna
these
call
guys-
it character development. Andrew.
unless Turpin or Arlen have something. I'm gonna leave these dwarves to their epic pub crawl.
I'll actually hang out with Zeke a little bit. And...
This is only stop number 1.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure they don't make it to 3. Or higher.
There you go.
Turpin actually wants to hang out with Zeke a little bit and see if talk animals and his favorite animals. If he's
Oh,
seen
there you
any
go.
animals recently or anything like that.
Okay. Animals, no. Nope. We, of course, take canaries down into the mines, but that's just common sense, lad. You know that. Oh, wait, you're not a dwarf.
Nope, I am not. I'm just simply a simple halfling.
Simple.
Halfling. I'm much more comfortable in the forests. You know, I see.
Forrest, I thought you were like farming folk. I knew you liked to burrow and nonsense, but
Well, many of us are. Many of us are. Not all of us, but many of us are.
you know, some of my favorite stories always started with there was a hole in which lived a hobbit or some nonsense.
Not a dirty, stinky, smelly hole.
I've heard that one too, but not known very many halflings to live in a hole. We typically like houses much better.
Well, you know, a
Or
burrow.
I heard about one that successfully once robbed a dragon.
That would be an impressive halfling, wouldn't it?
That would be an impressive halfling.
Well,
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go
There's-
upstairs and start my rest.
Yeah,
Sure.
me
Oh.
too.
makes sense,
Yeah.
but he has no information on any animals.
No, okay.
Mm-mm.
Wish Zeke, I wish you well. May you be blessed by the gods with employment soon, and a wonderful morning.
You know, I feel like I should say this. And at this point, his buddy is kind of turned and is in a different conversation. Don't go trying to find that shaft.
Why not?
The shafts that they close down, they bury.
Oh. Like, why would they bury mithril like that? I mean, that's valuable.
I don't know. But in order to keep the structure of the cave system, they bury them. It sounds backwards, I know, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Because
Structurally speaking.
there's only so many holes you can dig before there are no more holes. And you just have one giant cavern And that would cause the entire city to collapse.
Well, which would be bad.
Aye. You know. So they cart in all sorts of rocks and nonsense. It's whole endeavor. Whole endeavor.
It's a whole endeavor.
Aye.
It's a,
See, you get me too,
I
get
do.
me.
I do.
But
Well, thank you, Zeke. That's useful information.
there's nothing more vast than a dwarven cavern. Nothing.
I've heard wonderful things.
We originate from the Underdark, you know. Our tale goes back to being Earth itself. We were just mud that was told to work together. And he hit
Would I know what
huge
kind of
hiccup
dwarf this guy is?
Mountain dwarf.
Mountain dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a much bigger beard, broader shoulders, ruddier cheeks.
Gotcha.
Here's a DM question: are there sun dwarfs in Finioska?
Sun dwarfs are much more common in Moldaria than they are in Finioska.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not
Well,
saying that
Zeke-
some haven't made their way over, but sun dwarves do originate from a dwarven diasporic movement within Moldaria.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interpret's going to say, "Well, Zeke, I can only hope that my beard one day grows to be as amazing as yours."
Good luck, buddy. Unless you find one of those beautiful belts of dwarven kind, then I have good faith in you.
Ooh, now that sounds wonderful. I'll
Oi.
keep my eyes out.
You know, they don't work on dwarves.
Really?
You see,
Aye.
like,
That
If a
seems
dwarf
odd.
were to wear a dwarven belt, he wouldn't do nothing.
do you know what we call belts of dwarven kind? Belts.
At this point, the group now turns and begins to climb back up the stairs into their sleeping quarters in order to establish the beginning of the long rest that necessary in order to officially get underway whatever choice the group is going to be making. So, Tamias being the only one who actually does not join them, the rest of the group heads upstairs, reaching their quarters and bedding down for the night. So, eventually, Tamias, you begin to climb up the stairs, 4 different vials in your hands. Very good. As you walk into the room, you can see the 2 beds are claimed, one by Arlen, one by Cal, and you take the 4 different vials that you have worked hard on, and you set them by the base of Arlen's bed, and then you begin to look over towards one of the spots in the corner. You head over, place a little bit of incense, light it, and close your eyes, getting your body in the space in which you are going to trance, and you let your consciousness begin to transcend, heading into a space of dreams, a space of time, a space of emptiness. Cal.
Uh-oh.
Past the snoring, you turn over in your sleep, and you can hear the calls of the eagles descending onto the dusk fair. Almost as though you can experience through another's eyes, you see the eagle swoop in and grab the 4 sacks of potatoes and continue onward, and you reach your feminine hand out and scream in pain, as though a part of your heart has been ripped and torn away from you, carried away as if it were nothing but carrion. And then a strange sense comes over you as you feel a warmth begin to take place. At first it's uncomfortable, but then as you lean into it, it embraces you. And that is when your eyes open now to the scene in front of you, a beautiful house. An apartment set on one of the streets of a crowded city. You look round as your family plays, your children. You look over and your wife is cooking, baking bread, managing meals for the day, and you lean back against the chair and look across the table and you can see your parents sitting there. But they are not your parents. And yet, you know them. And all of a sudden you look up as the door is kicked inward. Men in armor, holding swords, bearing standards of 3 shields placed one over top of the other, of different colored scales. They come in and grab your children, wrestling them to the ground. You pull a sword, a rapier, from your sheath, brandish it, and begin to move forward, swinging, piercing, puncturing with all of your might, and yet a strange force grabs hold of you. You are bound magically and fall to the ground. You're rolled over and you can see the face. A face that you have never seen before, and yet you know so well. And the words, "We've got you," they cause you despair, an immense amount of dread. A few moments pass, darkness ensues. Calendar, a whisper in the dream. And it's then that you wake. Sweat dripping from your brow. You feel the sheets are soaked with sweat. You turn over and you can see Arlen resting peacefully in his bed. You sit upright and you can see now over in the corner Timaeus trancing. You smell the incense heavy. And you look down at your side, and in your hand is clasped the cloth-wrapped rapier.
I start looking around, I kind of stand up and I kind of go and I put the cloth back with my stuff, but kind of bury it deeper into my belongings. Kind of just a mask of confusion, really, of kind of what just happened.
Sure.
What time is it?
Has to be 11:30, 11:45. Right on target.
For me.
Take your long rest.
Cal will just kind of sit and very quietly for the rest of the time until the others start to wake and move up.
Arlen is the first one who begins to stir.
Yeah.
You see that his body kind of shakes. It's that violent, sleepy shake, and then all of a sudden you see the big breath, and the arms kind of reach out and stretch, and then he sits up. Arlen, you turn and you can see Cal is sitting upright in bed.
Are you okay, friend? You look a little bit shaken.
Just a strange dream, I think. Nothing to worry
Wanna-
about yet.
Talk about it?
I don't know. I saw... Well, I think part of the dream, it was like two parts of a dream. One part I was Beatrice, I think, watching Franklin get taken from her. I felt...
Terrible memory, for sure.
Yeah, but I wasn't me, I was her in that moment, and I felt everything she felt. And then I was someone else, someone
you recognized?
of sorts, but someone from my past, but not well acquainted. I'm not sure.
Well, if you remember any more or you want to talk about it more, please don't hesitate to seek me out. I'll
Yeah, of
be
course.
at least a good sounding board for it.
Yeah, you're a wonderful listener, Arlen. I appreciate it. Did you guys find out where we're going or what mine shaft, or are we going to go to the casino?
I think the lead that we had towards the mine shaft may be a dead end. The dwarf indicated that the mine may be closed in.
Well,
Turpin,
if they're actually...
Turpin mentioned that the dwarf had said that.
We'll see. I don't know. I feel like they're hiding something in there. Alright, well, I guess we best start getting ready.
Agreed.
You begin to stand and strap the armor back to yourself, Cal. Arlen, yours takes far less time.
Well, much less.
Yours takes a minute, whereas his takes about 9. 9 longer, so 10 actually to draw.
Why do I have so many buckles?
Yeah. It's a very heavy shirt.
Very much so. Very much so. But it's maybe 20, 30 minutes later that Timaeus begins to stir. It's a simple lifting of the head. Look over in the direction of your two comrades, Timaeus, that are both dressed in their battle attire, strapping whatever last-minute things they need to their persons. And you look down and you can see the 4 vials at the base of Arlen's bed.
I say to Arlen, I don't know if you still have those 2 potions I gave you before.
Let's see.
You may want to look. If not,
Sure.
I'm going to need to... I probably want to give one out to everyone.
Let's see.
I don't think you used them.
I don't think I did either.
I gave you 2 before. Some time ago.
Correct. So Arlen, if you don't have it already in your inventory, it would be 2 potions of healing.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I had added them, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah,
I guess.
you might not have, and that's okay.
Yep.
You can add them now, or add the one and give one back to Timaeus.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
If
I
it's
want to
not
make
on
sure,
his character sheet, it didn't happen.
I just want to make sure everybody has one.
I don't
Sure.
have one.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll give them. I'll give them out, or for you. I don't know if I put them all near Arlen or I just kind of put them down near everybody's bed.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you-
I'm looking. Potion.
Yeah, I mean the plan is basically to give one to everyone, the 4 of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So you'll have 3.
I have one.
Okay.
I'll give you one back.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Who else? We just want to make sure everybody at least has 1.
Yeah, there'll be 6
Okay.
total. You can give a second one to someone that you choose.
Right,
To my ass.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Elias makes sense to give him an extra, since he seems to be
Maybe.
in the business of healing.
If he already has the ability to heal, then
That's
maybe
true. Why
someone
not?
who
Yeah, maybe you know, Cal's going to be in front, so
I can take it. I have light healing
that's
capabilities.
True. That's true.
but
Well, maybe
maybe
well-
to the non-magic users.
sure. Yeah, Arlen makes sense. You sure you have
Okay.
a couple, and then
Yeah,
Arlen hands it to him, and then Tobias hands it right back.
Yep.
we're just playing musical potions. It's like hot potato, hot potion.
Hot
Yeah.
potion.
Yeah.
Hot. No, it doesn't work.
Sicayan roulette.
Oh. Which
Wow.
which potion is his poison?
One of these is a potion. The other is really not.
You fell for one of the 2 classic blunders.
what you do not
Never get
smell.
into a land war.
When death is along the line.
Oh man,
Classic.
best
Classic.
movie
Classic.
ever.
All right.
The best.
And I come for your soul.
Really,
are the
really,
Bruce
really a small inspiration for Valder.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Oh, Andre the
Love it.
Giant. Love it.
A little bit.
I am the Dwad Pilot Wobble.
Come from your
I love the story where he just puts Arnold Schwarzenegger on a shelf to go and pay for their meal.
Oh, it's so great.
Anyway.
the one where he farts for like a minute, and they ask him if he's okay, and it's like, I am now, boss.
Oh no.
That was ruined for a whole day.
What a man. What a man.
Oh, that's so you have
Don't
the
make him like
potions.
him anymore.
So you had the potions. Did we decide like backdoor? Or, well, let's get Turpin
Yeah, let's just
and
get together. Yeah.
everyone else.
So you head out into the hallway and open Elias's door and Turpin's door, and Elias is fully dressed, ready to rock. Turpin is still
Fresh
like,
as a daisy.
rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. His beard is like in 4 different directions. He hasn't combed it yet.
Oh, what day is it?
the next day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write a note to Julia Lynn. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah,
And just,
sure.
and just let her know. Basically, you don't know me. You know, right now.
Sure.
That's it. Just say, and then destroy this.
Yeah. Burn this in the fireplace.
Yes.
But
This
you don't
message
know
will
me.
Self-destruct.
Yeah. I just you traveled with me, but that was it. So.
Right.
I mean, that's
Okay.
You know, so.
Noted.
Okay.
Slip it under her door. Sounds good.
So what's our best way to egress from this location?
I would vote for the back door in the kitchens.
How close
Okay.
is it to 2? Could we say right now? Are we pretty close?
As you're waking up, and right now it's actually probably like 12:45. You have some time.
Okay, we have some time. Okay.
So
We have time for breakfast.
how will we know when the distraction is happening? Do you think we'll know, or do we think we should just
Well,
guess?
if it's a good distraction, we'll probably notice.
Okay.
Is that a no?
On the
I am just
breakfast?
gonna. Well, I have some rations.
What kind?
Just some hardtack.
Granola peanut butter. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
The trail kind.
It's a
I
biscuit.
thought it was a fair question, but whatever. Okay.
I've been in the city for less than 24 hours.
I think Turpin's getting dumped on a bit. First by Sebastian, and then
It's a halfling thing. We get used to it.
At the
We
wrong
always
height.
get looked down upon.
You're always at butt level as a halfling.
I'll tell you, I was
But hey,
yeah,
always Always the last person to know if it rains.
Yeah.
First one to get crop dusted too, though. So
Well,
It's true.
I admit to Tobias admits to Turpin that he was going to apologize to Sebastian until he dumped on you. So he was kind of.
Oh, Sebastian's an acquired taste, but a wonderful man.
Does Sebastian
deep
have his
down.
own room?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
They say it simultaneously.
Awesome.
That's fair.
Nice.
So we don't
He's
have to worry about
insufferable.
I guess.
Just to sleep in the same room with.
I'm going to miss him.
Not to argue with you or anything, Elias, but I'm looking around the group here. I think we might be able to handle the rooftops and just not even be on the street.
Not all of us.
Not so much.
Looking
No.
over at Cal.
Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching.
Cal, why are you wearing spurs?
Metal underwear. is killing
My
me.
only point is, will that be any better in the streets? 'Cause if we're-
I believe there will be more cover in the alleys, but I could be wrong.
The splat at the end will make a difference after falling. You know.
I'm
we've
just
got
saying,
healers.
I don't
Tobias is morbid.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of confidence in my ability to climb to the rooftop in heavy armor.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm also just gonna full
Swimming
disclosure.
is probably out too.
Yeah. I'm also just not great at being quiet, just in general.
I think
But I'll do my best.
I think if we take the alleys and stick to the shadows, we should be fine.
Should be fine.
That's fine.
But
What about the gated parts of the city?
this should just let us through, right? In theory.
Theoretically,
We'll,
unless they've been
we'll-
given a description of us.
Which I'm sure
we'll
they
cross
will.
that theoretical bridge when we get there.
Well, I would think all the gateways would be closed this time of night anyway.
Would they?
That
I don't know.
depends.
don't know.
Is Kywin bustling at night?
Well, didn't Didn't-
no there
didn't
is
Hazel
quite,
mention
quite the scene, quite the evening scene in Kaiwind.
didn't Hazel mention something about a curfew?
In certain
districts.
districts.
Certain districts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Not
certain
this one,
districts.
though, right?
You
Okay.
don't know which districts those were.
gotcha.
But certain ones were under a curfew.
Gotcha.
I think we're gonna have to make some decisions as we go along.
Agreed.
Yeah.
A choice. So
All right.
let's get Turpin fed,
Yes,
And then-
please.
and then we'll hit
My-
the road.
My stomach not rumbling will up my stealthy ability.
And to answer your question truthfully, it's the 16th.
Now it is.
It is now the 16th. Okay. Let's get this little boy found.
Hoping. Also, just kind of a small note, different compared to how he wore it last time.
Mm-hmm.
The cloth bundle that you guys noticed him wearing that was kind of in his bags, he's now kind of hanging it in the small of his back. Just in a different location this time, just in case. So
Interesting. We should ask him about it. Sometime.
All right. Let's wait for a distraction and then hit the road.
Yep.
All right.
I cast exposition.
Yeah.
We'll go again. No, I am casting mage armor.
Mage armor is cast.
okay.
Mark off the spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Thank you.
Smart.
Very.
Arlen, you seem like a bit of a sneaky fella. Should you and I kind of take turns leading the way?
I think so.
Mm.
I'm pretty good at sneaky.
Good.
As am I.
So
I'm not.
the group waits, gathered down at the back of the kitchen. Their eyes currently aimed westward rather than northward. As 2 o'clock rolls on, you can hear something happening out the front door. Shouts. Drunken shouts, that is. As someone has staggered into the street. And there are shouts that are meeting those shouts. And it's one of those moments where you just look at each other and go, this is it.
I believe that's the sign, fellas.
That's our cue.
Enter stage right.
Go.
And so heading out of the back kitchen door, you begin to make your way up the alleyway and head towards the street fair. Making your way westward towards the dusk mine shafts. After but 7 minutes or so, you reach the wall and then turn and walk towards the gate itself. And that is when you see someone moving in your direction.
Act natural, boys.
But the individual is not walking dead towards you. It's not a perpendicular, but also not a parallel. It's probably a 45-degree angle. And they will meet you just about at the gate. Okay. And then they fall flat on their face.
Uh-oh.
The guards of the gate then rush out and pull the individual upwards and say, "Sir, what is your name?" Uladar. Uladar Hugh. Pleased to meet your acquaintance.
We should
I have all sorts of things to declare as I head into this next district. What are you talking about? You don't have to
Fruits,
make reservations until
vegetables,
or the actual outskirts of the city. Yes, but I had a wonderful time tonight.
Cabbages.
That is what I declare. I met a girl
We should
named
go.
Opal.
We should go.
Yes.
We'll
We're
take you through
moving
the
as
gate.
he's caterwauling.
Yeah, is this a good opportunity to
Arlen,
sneak by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you specifically,
Yeah.
as you're walking by, you see the individual look at you and wink.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
She's got contacts, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're moving
she's
to
either really good or setting us up to
Yeah.
fail.
so Elias is wearing his normal clothes, except he's also wearing like a cloak with the hood up, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
To blend in a little better.
Could I have had that to where there was definitely a cloak or something covering
Your
the
weapons.
my weapons and the
your
fact
hair?
that I'm in my hair and the fact that I'm armored?
Yeah, sure. I would say you're all pretty well cloaked. And then you hear that, Opal Danar! Holy smokes. And he just kind of sways and takes two of the guards with him as he leans into the wall. Perfect opening because they did not shut the gate. And so you sneak through and head into the next part of the district, making your way all the way through.
Making our way downtown.
Walking fast.
Eventually, probably some 45 minutes later, going slow, taking your checkpoints as you will, you find yourself at another gate. And it is there that you wait, hoping for a distraction. And that is when two individuals come walking. One of them, obviously pretending to be injured, as it were. And the other is holding him up underneath. Guards, please, help! The guards come rushing out. What is wrong? Please, tell us what's the matter. This man was attacked by those terrible hyenas. More of them. They're that way. And the guards immediately go rushing to, calling after. And as you look over, you now see the man who looks over towards you. It is the same drunken individual.
No way.
Seen earlier.
He's wearing those Groucho Marx glasses with the nose and the mustache.
So
That's
more
too
guards come rushing through, and a couple replace the guards who were there. They're the last two that have to be there. And that's when he kind of hobbles over with the other guy, sets him down and says, please, I'm not exactly sure what to do in this case. Obviously he is injured. He's losing blood. Please, you have to come look at this. And he kind of pulls both of them down. Both of them turn their backs, and he begins to point, and that's when you see your opening. You begin to rush through, and you get through the gate all the way to the other side, and you continue to make your way. Now, as you now see a huge stretch of whatever this district is, you see rail cart lines and blocks of stone, all sorts of different kinds of minerals piled up in piles of sand, piles of rocks. You move off towards the left, and the individual says, "Thank you again. I have to get moving. No, please, seriously. I'm supposed to be posted in the industrial sector, the dust mine shafts. That's where I'm supposed to be posted. I will catch you later. This man, I was supposed to be bringing him back here. Clearly he needs a hospital, but I can't leave my post. There are others who are waiting on me in order to clock in for their shift at the dust mine. So please, thank you so much. I appreciate your time." He continues on, and they call after him. I'm so sorry. Uladar. Yes, Uladar. Pyre. That's correct. Next thing you know, the human walks through, and the portcullis slams shut behind him as the guards are closing the checkpoint, and he turns left and looks at you and says, "Well, fancy meeting you here."
Well done.
Dude, that was quite impressive.
Smooth.
Gentlemen, I think we can all, I just kind of like, Elias looks around like,
I need no accolades, but I will say, you've chosen quite the time to come to Kaiwind.
So
It appears so.
Perhaps you might be able to help us in another way. Could you point us in the direction, perchance, of Shaft 872?
I'm not exactly sure which shaft in particular any of these gnolls are being held in, but Hazel has told me. Speaking of which, I am not of the Dust Guard. I'm actually of the Luminescent. Luminant.
The Luminant?
The Luminant.
I like that.
The Order of Luminescence is a part of the Church of the Dawn, the Temple of the Dawn. We are a monastic order dedicated to truth, reality, light, knowledge. I have been keeping tabs on the dust mine for quite some time now, and I was the one who informed Hazel that I believed that there were strange creatures being held underneath. Best to my knowledge, there are probably 2 or 3 shafts full, caged gnolls waiting to be used.
Any idea if they're holding prisoners down there?
Let's continue onward so that we're not here overheard by any of the wolves, even they have ears these days. He continues onward.
Turpin, remind me, did the dwarves that we got the information from give you any specific name of like the foreman who was running the shafts?
Drixen Orhammer.
Drixen Orhammer is the one that our beloved dwarf was fired by.
Drixen
Orhammer.
Interesting. He hasn't been on our watch lists. That almost makes me more suspicious.
Several of them had not very nice things to say about him.
Interesting.
Is there a supervisor trailer or something that we can maybe find a map or?
He smiles. He said, "How about you come to mine?"
Oh, he's got one.
Oh, that makes it easy.
That's very handy. Thank you.
Yes. He makes his way through a portion of the dusk mine sector, and eventually leads you to where his trailer is, and as he opens the door and ferries you in, he ends up coming in, shutting the door behind him, and says, "Interestingly enough, I've been able to gather quite a few maps. And here's what I think you'll find interesting." As he pulls them out and compares certain sections, he begins to overlay some of them over top of each other and kind of angles them. And he takes a little tool, a compass that you would draw a perfect circle with, and he's just using it as a point, and he moves the pencil to point out different points as he's moving along. He says, "If you know on this one, notice here, this shaft exists," and then he points to the next one, "and here it doesn't. Look at this one here. As I've been looking, only 1/8 of all of these different maps show the existence of this one shaft. That tells me that there's something important down there."
Agree.
Can I, as he's showing us that, Brendan, I don't know if it would be investigation or perception. Can I see if I can discern any kind of pattern in this particular ones that he's pointing out?
Roll an
like-
investigation check for me.
I'd like to do that as well myself.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the
We can do
investigation
that?
check
We
too.
can do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody can have a roll at this.
Yeah.
That is proficient with investigation.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
11.
I was
know.
gonna say-
Look at that.
9.
I know we're all rolled crappy.
Yep, it's a map.
It seems to be
I'm
written on
mad.
some sort of parchment.
It keeps singing to me. I'm a map. I'm a map.
Oh man.
You should see what my backpack does.
Do you see where the knolls are?
Let's count them.
Oh no!
All right. Those knolls. Oh gosh. Okay.
As we walk out of the trailer, there's a little girl in a pink shirt
Oh,
and a monkey running down.
At 2 a.m.
Oh, God.
At 3 a.m. now. Yeah. That's not suspicious at all.
They're high as a kite. The maps are talking to them. No, but the reality is, as
Not to
you're
mention
standing
boots.
there.
Oh no.
Yeah, we've arrived. We've arrived. This is it. Audience, it's only downhill from here.
Yeah, so
Only down.
that's enough. We can move on now.
Oh,
literally,
man.
literally about to be downhill from here.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, we are actually descending into the earth. The individual Uladar, as it were, he looks up at you and says, "This is one of the few that actually has an elevator shaft that could facilitate the quick moving of said cages to a position that could then be picked up by eagles."
Where would they be getting these eagles?
Sky.
Thank you.
The Windwall Guard, actually.
Oh, they actually have them, huh?
There is a division of aerial units that helps to oversee the scouting, forward ops, and also the protection of the city in the case of combat.
Well, that makes things worse.
Hate to
What's
admit,
the-
yes, quite so.
What would be the easiest point of entry to this section?
Well, how are you all with motion sickness?
Quite.
Pretty
That's
solid.
right,
I'm
actually.
fine.
Except for the vomiting, I'm fine. Actually, I'm fine.
I could send you on a cart ride, let's put it that way.
That
That could be fun.
fun.
I've seen those. Right.
There was a theme park at one point where there was like 2 racing men carts.
Yep.
Let's do that.
And it all hinged on my on a singular moment where we had to hope that Turpin can hit a change lever with a shovel as we pass.
Right. Yeah. What? The
Nice.
guy with the shortest arms is the one that's gonna. I mean, come on.
Listen, some
He's,
heroes
mo-
are
he's
called.
he's most likely to be able to actually get the fulcrum correctly. I think that's the first time the word fulcrum has been used in a D&D podcast.
Okay, yeah, let's go for a mine cart ride.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So Uladar takes you over to the side and says, I am not paid enough for this.
Me neither.
Best of luck. And if you get out, know that the Order of Luminescence, we seek the restoration of this city, the morals that it stood upon one day, long ago.
Keep that in mind.
We'll do our best to return.
I don't know what that means.
Speaking of getting back out, how exactly will we be doing that?
Carefully.
Take the lift.
Take the lift.
Oh, that makes
Easy enough.
I can have you place yourselves in carts or boxes, crates. I'll be ready.
Okay.
So as we're walking towards where we're going to get on this, like once we get close to where we're about to board this mine cart,
Sure.
Elias is going to peel off a little bit and he's going to ask Turpin and Cal to join him for a second.
Yep.
And then he says, forgive me if this is too direct a question, but I'm assuming, seeing as how we're heading underground, the two of you might have some difficulty seeing down there.
If there's no lights, then yes.
Yeah.
I do have torches.
Yes, about that. I can't help but think that maybe that might draw too much unwanted attention. So
that's possible.
If you'll permit me, and he raises both hands to one towards each of you, and there is a subtle glow in his palm, and then of like this silvery bluish light, and you feel something wash over you, and you each now for 1 hour have dark vision.
Nice.
Up to 300 feet.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah.
Heck yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oof.
All right.
And then he touches Cal on the shoulder and says, maybe a little extra something for you. And now you have Vigilant Blessing. So you, on your next initiative roll, you have advantage.
Just gonna write that in my notes.
Good call. Good call.
Dark vision for 300 feet. Sweet.
Yeah. Twilight
1
Cleric
hour.
is busted, y'all.
That's dope.
Technically, I could do it with 2 more people, but
I
the rest of them have it. So.
Not 300, but
Not 300.
60 feet, yeah.
You'll be fine. It's 60 feet.
That's so boring.
All right. I just have regular dark vision.
Nerds.
That'll come in very handy.
All right. The three of you return, and Cal and Turpin, you are looking around, and the night is your oyster. You have never experienced a euphoria like this. The safety that you feel all of a sudden washing over you. I can see everything.
Turpin's just like,
To
Elias.
shades of gray, up to 300 feet.
Elias.
Yes.
How long have we known each other?
A few months.
Fair enough.
I thank you. I'm impressed. Wow.
I try.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cal doesn't really say much.
He's just doing.
But no. Well, it's funny because he wasn't really having any trouble seeing before, but now he can just see further.
Much further.
Oh, okay. He just did that because he assumed you're human.
Slight reveal there. Yes.
No.
Absolutely. All right. And with that, the 5 of you climb into one of the large carts. Sacks are thrown over top of you, kind of like the old, it's real nasty, but it holds well. You can pull on it all you want, and it's just the sackcloth stuff.
Now it's our turn to be a potato.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so as you pull
Revenge
them
of
over
the
top,
Spuds.
you hear Uladar say, "Good luck, and I hope to see you again." And you hear him pull on the actual brake, and it releases, and the cart begins to move towards the door on its slant. It's sliding down, rolling along the rails.
Cal just says, "I sure hope this wasn't a trap."
As the cart passes into the actual mine shaft and darkness overtakes you all, that's where we're going to end our session and pick up next week.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Nice.
Nothing bad ever happened in a mine.
Never.
Keep an eye out for
No.
diamonds, guys.
Nothing bad happens in the mines. They call it a mine.
Diamonds are at the same level as lava, fellas.
It's a
Just keep that in
tomb.
mind.
They have a cave trope.
My cousin Balin will give us a royal
welcome.
Now I feel an
Anybody-
need to go and watch Lord of the Rings.
If at any point of this dungeon, guys, next week, if any of you call me a fool of a toque, I will slap you.
All
Depends
such
on who
comments
makes
should
the most
obviously
noise
be
first.
pointed towards Turpin. So
That all depends. That all depends on who makes the most noise first.
It'll be- it's
Either
me.
way. Yeah, those disadvantage on Celtic, that's going to be rough. Either way, thank you so very much for joining us. We are so thankful that you're here. Obviously, this is we're playing because we're having fun, but you're here and you're making a choice to be here. So we're thanking you for that. We love you, and we hope nothing but good things for you. And don't worry, because we'll save you a spot by the fire.